It's a battle for sole possession of first place in the CCIW this afternoon here at Art Keller Field in Kenosha as the Carthage Firebirds entertain the number 1 ranked and defending Division III national champion North Central Cardinals. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Art Keller Field. John Weiser with you. Glad you're along, both on AM 1050 WLIP, and hello to everyone watching us on the video stream here today. Boy, we couldn't ask for a better afternoon for football here in Kenosha. You've got the two top teams in the CCIW, both coming in at 3-0, the Firebirds and the Cardinals. And the Cardinals, the defending Division III champions from 2019. They did not play last season. Carthage did get some games in the spring of this past year, going 2-0 in those contests. Well, Carthage coming off another big win on the road last week as they remained unbeaten in the CCIW. They topped the 60-point mark for the second straight week as they collected a 63-42 victory down in Decatur at Milliken. The Firebirds put the contest out of reach with a run of 21 unanswered points in the third and fourth quarters, including the fifth and sixth touchdown passes for the day by quarterback Bryce Lowe and a 63-yard interception return touchdown by Jalen Dennis. Bryce Lowe, with the 6 touchdown passes, ties a team record for touchdown passes in a game. Patrick Brown and Evan Jones both had 6 touchdown passes in a game. Jones did it twice. You can add Bryce Lowe into that column now with those 6 touchdown passes last Saturday. And Jalen Dennis enters the Carthage record book. He becomes the first Carthage athlete in the history of the school to score a touchdown running the football, scoring a touchdown catching a pass, throwing a touchdown pass, and scoring on a defensive play with that 63-yard interception return. Meanwhile, for North Central, they come in just as hot. They're 4-0. They routed Carroll 62-7, limiting a fourth straight opponent to single-digit scoring and scoring touchdowns 9 of the 10 times it possessed the ball in that game. Luke Lennon completed 18 of 22 passes for 239 yards and 2 scores, and the freshman also had a season-high 107 yards running the football to go with 2 touchdowns. Andrew Kaminsky, boy, he is still at North Central. It seems like he's been there forever. He holds the record for all of their receiving records at North Central. He continues to add to it. He caught 5 passes for 53 yards in that contest. So it should be an exciting battle here today. A couple of notes for Carthage on the offense. Cole Verselli, one of their wide receivers, will be out of action again this week. He did not play last week in the game against Milliken. He is nursing a leg injury. Also some changes up front for the Firebirds today. Byron Scody will get a start at right guard. Both Alex Diaz and Ryan Lakin battling through some injuries, so Byron Scody will get the start today at right guard for the Firebirds. Defensively for the Firebirds, a couple of changes as well. Defensive end Oliver Cox out with an injury. John Ambrosio will get the start at right defensive end. Jalen Slater also out of the action again today. He'll miss his 3rd game with an arm injury. And in the secondary, good news there. Bobby Baker is back. Baker, who had missed the last couple of ball games because of an injury, going to give it a try today, so he'll be out on one corner today, but they will be without the services of Keith Freeman. Freeman injured in the first quarter last week against Milliken, and he is out of action today. So that's the injury updates today for the Carthage Firebirds. Well, as you can imagine, a very spirited week of practice this week for the Carthage Firebirds, with their 3 conference wins to be 3-0 for the first time since 1974, and the back-to-back 60-plus points posted by the offense. You have to believe it was a very spirited practice this week, and the fact that the guys are locked in here for this matchup with North Central.
They're confident right now, and things are clicking. And
they are. They're confident right now, and things are clicking. And obviously, we'd like to see that continue today.
Well, Bryce Lowe is just fantastic again, following up a stellar performance in his collegiate debut as a starter. Week 2 as a starter went even better. 6 touchdown passes, tying a Carthage record.
Tied a Carthage record, back-to-back CCW Players of the Week. He made the D3 National Quarterback of the Week. Obviously, he's playing at a high level.
You spread the ball around. You've got 3 receivers right now with 200 or more yards receiving.
He does a great job of getting it to the open guy. It sounds simple, right? Throw it to the guy that's open, but he does a good job of reading the defense, finding the guys that are open, and making good throws.
You can't do that if you don't get offensive line performance. And again, another step forward from your offensive line against Milligan.
That's where it all starts, right? They've got to protect Bryce in the pass game. They have to open up holes in the run game. If you're not running the ball well, it's a lot harder to pass the ball. So they've done a great job, the last 3 weeks of getting that done.
The guy we didn't talk about offensively, Travis Boston Jr., had a 100-yard rushing game for you on Saturday. For a freshman, you've got a freshman-sophomore tandem back there now that looks pretty confident.
A little thunder and lightning going on. He's a bigger back. He runs behind his pads well, runs downhill really well, and then Noel's got that shiftiness, that speed, so it's been a good complement to each other.
Defensively, you lost Keith Freeman early in that ball game on Saturday against Milliken. What is his status today?
He'll be out today. He'll probably be out the next couple weeks. Chipped a bone off in his foot. He wants to tough it out. He wants to go, but unfortunately he won't be able to today.
That puts a couple of freshmen on the corners again, but they kind of got their baptism by fire facing the Lockwood kid on Saturday. So perhaps maybe a little bit more in the terms of confidence having been out there now for most of the game.
Yeah, the game will slow down a little bit for him. Unfortunately, you play another really good passing team here today that has some really good wide receivers, All-American and Kaminsky, and they got a couple other guys on the edges that are big, tall, and can run. So it'll be another great challenge for him, but like you said, hopefully after playing in a CCIW game last week, it starts to slow down a little bit for him.
Yeah, your opponent, North Central, looking through their numbers, they're an explosive team. They get off the explosive plays, and that seems to be where they get you. They get you those 35, 40-yard plays downfield, and then and some of those leading to touchdowns right away put you in a bind.
Yeah, they're a great offensive football team, great defensive football team. They're a good football team, but they do a good job of up front on the offensive line. They're great. They have an All-American running back, All-American wide receiver. I'm pretty sure their left guard, Sharmore Clarkson, All-American as well. So they got a lot of guys they can get the ball to, like you said, that are very explosive.
So what does that do for you defensively? What do you look to take away today?
It starts again, like always, with taking away the run game. The Greenfield kid's unbelievable. We have to take him away. They're a little bit different offensively than they were in the past with Rudder. They've got a quarterback that can get out of the pocket, move around. So we got to do a good job of containing Greenfield and then containing the QB on the run game as well.
One positive note from your defense last week, Milliken had yet to give up a sack. You guys got to him a couple of times in that ballgame.
Yeah, I think our defensive line played well. The quarterback last week did a great job of getting the ball out of his hand quick, which limited some of their opportunities, but when they had the opportunities, they made the most of them.
Offensively, what do you think you can do today?
Well, again, great defense that we're going against, very fundamentally sound, got some really good football players. We're going to have to, run the football first and foremost and open up the pass game, and really, we've got to make the plays when they're there. We got to take advantage of guys if they're open. We got to make a good throw. We got to catch it. We got to stay on blocks, run the ball well. It'll be a good challenge.
Special teams may be a factor here today. I know David Collins hasn't been called on too much to kick field goals, but today might be that opportunity when you get in the red zone. You may need him.
Yeah, for sure. He's got a great leg on him, not just in the red zone. He can boot it from a long distance, but I think you saw him last week how he can change a game just with the kickoffs. I think all of his kickoffs went for touchbacks, which limits their opportunities in the return game. And I think he averaged like 50-some yards a punt as well, which helps flip the field, so he'll be big today as well.
I know he struggled out of the gate, but it looks like he's worked on some things, and the leg strength is back where we thought it was toward the end of last year.
Yeah, he had a couple things early on in fall camp, with his leg where he's worked through. I think he's fully healthy now and kicking the ball well.
Great to see that out there. I can't tell you, you get a touchdown and kick that touchback and force them to go 80 yards back the other way, 75 yards the other way. I think that's the psychological edge you have when you can kick touchbacks.
Oh, it's huge, and then you limit the chance that they can return one back for a touchdown. We did one last spring that was big for us in a tie game against Milliken, and then we had another one this year already. So those things are big.
Keys for a victory today.
Again, on defense, we got to stop the run, got to limit the big plays, got to keep everything in front of us in the secondary. And on offense, we got to keep clicking. We got to find our momentum, stay on blocks, and make the plays when they present themselves.
Get the crowd into this game early might be something too.
Yeah, we hope so. We got a lot of things going on. Got the beer tent rolling. We got the inflatables, the food trucks. So we want everyone to show up, be early, be loud. Stay late. It should be a great atmosphere.
Coach, good luck.
Thank you.
Head coach Dustin Haas joining us in the tunnel prior to our ball game today as Carthage gets set to take on a first-place showdown with the number one team in the country, the North Central Cardinals. I'll be back with starting lineups and the kickoff of this afternoon's game right after this. You're listening to Carthage Football on AM 1050 WLIP. Carthage College Firebird Football on 1050 WLIP, brought to you today in part by Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50, just west of Highway 31 in Kenosha. Big thank you to Mason's again today for catering the team meal this morning, and the breakfast burrito was a hit, let me tell you, and the guys really appreciate that. So once again, thank you Mason's Eatery and Pub for that. And if they can feed 100 football players, they can handle any banquet or party as well. That's Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50, just west of Highway 31 in Kenosha. Everyone playing in the afternoon today in the CCIW. This game, the only game kicking off at noon today. 1 o'clock kicks will feature Wheaton at Augustana. In St. Louis this afternoon, it'll be Washington University hosting Illinois Wesleyan. Down at Elmhurst, the Blue Jays will play host to the Milliken Big Blue. And a 2 o'clock kick in Chicago as North Park will host Carroll. And the Firebirds make their way onto Art Keller Field to my right as they enter play today at 3-1, 3-0 in conference play. We mentioned the last time they were 3-0 in conference, Art Keller was the head coach. That was 1974, one of the last of the big run for the Carthage football program in the CCIW that year. And I'll tell you what, that was remember that as a kid. That was what everybody wanted at that time. They wanted to be part of that Art Keller run, and that was, again, quite a time here at Carthage College. Mentioned North Central. They come in, boy, they certainly bring the lumber when they do. They have are high in the national statistical rankings coming in. They are second in all of Division III in scoring defense coming into the game today at 6.8 points allowed. They're fourth in total offense at 577 yards of offense per game, and they are seventh nationally in scoring offense, scoring 51 points per game. And you look at their running back, Ethan Greenfield, 390 yards, 10 touchdowns, averaging almost 7 yards per carry. Well, he is the nation's leading individual scorer coming into contest today at 16.5 points per game. And their defense with Jake Beasley, their corner, he ranks number 1, or I should say number 6 in passes defended at 2.2 per game coming into the contest today. So a lot of things at stake here. Among them, first place in the CCIW between these two schools. Carthage trying to shake a 15-game losing skid to the Cardinals, and that goes all the way back to 2006, the last time a Carthage football team was able to post a win against North Central. We are getting ready for our national anthem here this afternoon. Carthage players lining up on the east sideline. All of the North Central players line up in the south end zone facing the flag. And our Carthage Pep Band will perform our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming
a very large crowd here today for this noon kickoff, taking advantage of what is outstanding football weather here in southeastern Wisconsin. Our game today brought to you in part by the Harbor Park Health and Fitness, 3417 14th Avenue. That's 1 mile south of the Carthage campus. Stay tuned. We will announce our Harbor Park Health and Fitness Player of the Game in our postgame this afternoon. Captains are making their way out toward the center of the field for Carthage. That would include Jalen Dennis, Drew Neville, Anthony Martin, Jacob Boucher, and Bobby Baker representing Carthage on the captaincy. Ben Wong for North Central, along with Dakota Cremines, Shamar Clark, and Andrew Kaminsky. Patrick Miles is our referee this afternoon, veteran of CCIW officiating.
Okay, welcome to week 6 of the college football season.
Today this is going to be a heads. This will be a tails. Karsten, this will be a head. That'll be a tails. What's the call going to be? Tails? I'll toss it in the air, let it land on the ground. Tails is the call. It's a head, so you won the toss. You're going to receive. Which way do you want to kick? Please put your back to the goal you're going to defend. First half, Carthage won the toss, and they chose to receive.
So the Firebirds will get the football to start our ball game today. They'll defend the goal to my right, the north end zone. Cardinals defending the south end zone to my left. So starting offensively for Carthage today will be Drew Neville at left tackle, 6'3", 265, a senior out of Rolling Meadows. Omar Roberts at left guard, 6'2", 290, a senior from Naperville. Adam Gilmeister, a center, 6', 270, a junior from Stevens Point. Byron Scody will get the start at the right guard. Jason Aguilar, a freshman, at right tackle. And there you see Bryce Lowe, the quarterback, back-to-back CCIW Offensive Player of the Week, was named this week to the D3 Team of the Week, D3 Football Team of the Week. Eddie L. III will start at a wide receiver along with Sylvia Campbell and Alex Jarvis. The tight ends will be Kyle Williamson and Clayton Markek. The running back today will be Noel Wright, starting at running back. You couldn't ask for a better October afternoon than what we have here today. Temperature right around 70 degrees as we get set to kick off. It's going to stay in the 70s today. Very light wind. Kicking off for North Central, Tanner Raines. 4 touchbacks on the year for Raines. 67 degrees, wind out of the southeast at 8 here at Carthage College. Sit back and enjoy college football this afternoon here on 1050 WLIP. And the opening kick will go to Jarvis at the 5. Up the right hash mark to the right numerals, across the 25, 30, breaks it out to the 35-yard line. 29-yard return for Alex Jarvis out to the 35-yard line, and the Carthage offense will get set here this afternoon. So 1st and 10 Carthage from their own 35-yard line. They'll go with 3 receivers, 2 to the near side. Single back is right. The quarterback is Bryce Lowe. They send Markek, the tight end, in motion to the right. Now resets left wing. And they'll pass on the first down. They'll throw it out near side. Eddie L. makes the catch. Forward progress to the 39-yard line. There'll be a pickup of 4 on the first catch of the day for Eddie L. South Holland, Illinois native. 7 receptions, 187 yards and 3 touchdowns last week against the Milliken Big Blue. We'll set the defense here in a moment. Carthage ready to go at the line of scrimmage. Second down. We'll call it 7 here for Carthage. And Lowe wants to throw. Comes back near side and intended for Jarvis. Broken up on the play near side by the safety, Brandon Lindmark. Defensively for North Central this afternoon, Gilroy, Martin, Greifeld, and Rich up front. Linebackers Ben Wong, Storm Simmons, and Sam Taviani. And the secondary of Nick Rommel at one corner, Jake Beasley over at the other corner with the safeties Dakota Cremines and Braden Lindmark. Third down along 7 here for Carthage. 4 receivers, single back. From the pistol is Bryce Lowe from the 39-yard line. Takes the snap, pressure on. Dancing in the pocket, gets it away, and it's incomplete as he was hit, as he was thrown by Storm Simmons, the linebacker. Got into Bryce Lowe, trying to step into that throw, incomplete. Nearest receiver out there was Jordan Wiles. So fourth down, Carthage a 3-and-out to start the ball game. They will punt it away. David Collins, the punter, out of Pewaukee. 39-yard average this season. Had a 66-yard punt last week against Milliken. Rummel is standing deep. High spiraling kick. Rummel, fair catch called for and made as he goes to his knees at the 24-yard line. Minute gone by here in our first quarter. No score, change of possession here, so it'll be North Central ball at their own 25-yard line. Our game today brought to you in part by Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha. Highway 50 just east of I-94. It's their 10th anniversary. You get the savings. Go to lynchchevroletkenosha.com to check out the huge inventory of pre-owned and new cars. That's Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha. Thank you again for sponsoring Carthage football. First and 10 from the 25, trips here to the near side, and on first down, they'll give it to Greenfield up the middle across the 30, out to the 31-yard line where he is brought down there. Able to make the stop for Carthage, Zach Hale, the linebacker, leading tackler on the team. Both he and Garrett Warner share that lead, each with 31 coming into the game here today. Will Ebert, Sharmore Clark, Jared Thornton, Jesky Maples, and Sam Pryor on the offensive line for North Central. Luke Lennon, freshman quarterback, working from the pistol on second and short. Fake to Greenfield, rolling to his left with time, throws on the run, has his man out across midfield and shoved out of bounds at the Carthage 47-yard line. Blake Williams on the catch to the Carthage 47 and a first down. Just simple roll left that time for Lannon on the play fake to Greenfield. And he had man coverage out there by Trey Mitchell and was able to get past Mitchell, got inside position. It's a gain of 22, out of bounds at the Carthage 46, and a first down for North Central.
Stop the clock at 13:10, please. 13:10 on the game clock.
They want to put the game clock back to 13:10.
Should have started on my whistle. Please set it to 13:10. It'll start on my whistle.
So play held up here while they get the clock reset. First and 10, North Central, the Carthage 46. They'll work it from the left hash mark, going left to right here in this first quarter. Play fake to Greenfield. Lennon under pressure, and down he goes back at the 47-yard line. Providing that pressure for the Firebirds was Cameron Penny, the freshman. Lined up over the right side in that defense, was able to break through between Ebert and Clark, and Cameron Penny able to get the first sack of the day for the Carthage defense. That's 5 sacks on the season now for the Firebird defense. A big one there. It'll be a loss back to the 48-yard line. A loss of 6, second down 16. From their own 48-yard line, Greenfield will roll to the left of the quarterback Lennon, who wants to throw. 4-man rush, stepping up in the pocket, now on the scramble. To the left side, Lennon across the midfield and out of bounds near the Carthage 39-yard line.
Laying in receiver,
quick exit that time. Just a four-man rush by Carthage that time, and the pocket began to collapse. Lennon, that alarm clock going off, took it on the dead sprint to the left side, far side of the field. He'll come up short of the first down. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3, gain of 13 on the scramble by Lennon. Trey Mitchell is able to usher him to the boundary. 3rd, and we'll call it 3. Play fake to Greenfield, over the middle. Kaminsky with the catch, breaks a tackle. Over the middle, 10-5, touchdown, North Central. Andrew Kaminsky, his 4th touchdown reception of the year, broke open a skinny post route, was open over the middle, and Lennon hit him perfectly for the touchdown, 6-0 North Central. Well, when you need to find something, you go to your All-American wide receiver. Andrew Kaminsky, 6-foot senior, collects the touchdown pass. Thomas Mitchell on the extra point, and there was movement up front. Flags drop just before the snap. Patrick Miles is our referee today. A very veteran crew here today. All into a discussion here as to who jumped, who moved. Whistles blew the play dead, so officials trying to sort it out.
Offsides. Defense, number 94. The penalty is declined.
David Stronach was the guilty party, jumping the neutral zone, so they'll retry from the same point here. Jake Johnson on the hold, the spot, the kick, it is up, and it is good. 7-0 North Central, a 6-play, 75-yard drive. Luke Lennon able to hit Andrew Kaminsky from 39 yards out, and the defending national champions have the early lead here in Kenosha. Our game today brought to you in part by Francetic Tax Services. Don't get frantic, get Francetic. Go to 262tax.com. Find out how Francetic Tax Resolutions, a local business in Kenosha, has been helping everyday people resolve their tax problems. That's 262tax.com, Francetic Tax Resolution. So 7 plays, 75 yards, 13-yard scramble by Lennon, and then the 39-yard pass up the middle to Andrew Kaminsky. And the Cardinals jump in front. Jarvis and L standing deep, again in that south end zone, looking right into that sun. Just a crystal clear day today. A few puffy clouds off in the horizon, but what a nice afternoon for football today. Tanner Raines tees it up. Left hash mark to my left. He'll kick it away. And this will drift through the end zone for the touchback. Carthage ball at the 25-yard line. We got a couple of players down for North Central. Like Nick Motika was momentarily injured, but able to help himself up and walk off the field under his own power. Well, let's see what Carthage can do on this drive. They 3 and out on their first drive. Let's see what they present here. They'll stack 2 receivers here to the near side. Marquette, the tight end, lines up left side. They'll give it to Wright. Wright with a hole over the left side. Gets it out to the 29-yard line. Gain of 4 for Noel Wright. His first carry of the afternoon. Again, a good job there for Wright fighting for extra yardage. They'll bring the extra tight end out, Kyle Williamson out. They'll bring an extra receiver in, Sylvia Campbell. What a story he's been, the freshman out of Martin Luther High School. He has had quite the beginning to his collegiate career. Lowe wants to throw, comes back right side, and it's picked off. Pass was thrown behind Eddie L. and intercepted right into the hands of the waiting defensive back. Nick Rummel with his second pick of the year near midfield. They'll mark it down at the Carthage 48-yard line. That was just miscommunication. Lowe thought he was going to stay outside the hash here on the near sideline. L broke toward the middle of the field, and the first mistake results in a turnover, and North Central will take over at the Carthage 48-yard line. Just the second interception of the season by Bryce Lowe. And again, just miscommunication. Sudden change. Let's see if they try and strike for a big play here. They'll give it to Greenfield, coming around the left side, breaks a tackle, cuts the corner at the left, across the 40, inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. 14-yard pickup by Ethan Greenfield. That's his third carry of the afternoon. So we'll move it to the Carthage 34 left hash mark. First down at North Central. Carthage, a little bit of trouble there. They had him in the backfield. One of the linemen actually had a hand on him, but did not bring him down. He was able to break that tackle. Arm tackles are not going to bring this man down. Greenfield again around the left side. And again, knife down. First man there to get him. Lowe was the defensive back for Carthage, Garrett Warner. Chopped him down and then able to finish him up. Gain of 4 sets up second down and 6. Ball at the Carthage 30. 9:55 to play first quarter, 7-0 North Central. They scored on their first possession. Now an interception driving into the Carthage red zone. They'll fake the jet sweep. Lennon rolling to his right, now on the run, gets past Zach Hale inside the 20 and gets belted down at the 18-yard line by Jake Tomzak. He started to cut around. Hale was trying to get the angle that time and I think was fooled by the quickness of Lennon. He was able to just make it to the edge here between the hash mark and numerals here on the near side, get past Hale, and then finally it was Tomzak who brought him down. Mark it at the 19-yard line. First and 10. Lennon going to swing it out, completes the pass. Kaminsky, I should say, gets the catch, and he goes out of bounds near the Carthage 11. A gain of 7 on a swing pass to Kaminsky, his second catch today. Takes it out of bounds at the Carthage 11-yard line. It'll bring up second and short. We'll call it second and 3 for the Cardinals. Greenfield in the backfield. They'll line up 3 receivers here to the near side. D'Angelo Hardy, the outside receiver. They'll give it to Greenfield, and he's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Good job up front for Carthage that time. Dylan Ramirez got in there to make the stop. The 6'2", 285-pound senior out of Niles, Illinois. No gain. Third down and 3 from the 11-yard line. 8:20 remaining here in this first quarter. 7-0 North Central. A big third down here. Cardinals 1 for 1 on third down so far today. Kaminsky lined up in a slot here to the near side. Play fake. Lanning trying to get around the edge. Gets to the 10, to the 5. He'll get the first down and knocked down with a hard shoulder tackle by Tomzak as he got to the 2-yard line. Naked bootleg that time by Lannon. Going around the left side. He crashed down, got around the end over there, Cameron Penny. And it was Tomzak cutting across from his safety position that was able to put him down at the 2, first and goal Cardinals. Blake Williams will line up here to the near side along with Kaminsky lined up in a slot. Far side receiver, D'Angelo Hardy with Greenfield in the backfield. Hardy in motion. They'll give to Greenfield. He'll walk it in for the touchdown. Ethan Greenfield with his 11th touchdown of the season, and it's 13-0 Cardinals. They take advantage of the Bryce Lowe interception, and Greenfield goes in from the 1. Another snappy drive for North Central, and the big play was the third down, 10-yard pickup by Lannon. After Carthage stopped Greenfield immediately on that second down play. And movement up front. The kick goes off the upright, but we're going to get a re-kick here as it looked like the Carthage line jumped the neutral zone.
Offsides. Defense. Number 94.
Second time David Stronach has jumped the snap on the extra point attempt, and that one hurt because he had missed it. It hit the right upright.
The penalty was accepted, but he declined the yardage. Retry.
So we'll just retry here. And a good snap. And this one misses to the right. So 13-0 North Central. Is that no good to the right? So a 7-play, 48-yard drive. That was set up by the Rummel interception. His second of the season. Nick Rummel, the sophomore, picking off the Bryce Lowe pass, set up that drive, set up the short field, and they were able to capitalize. Something the Firebirds were able to do last week against Milliken. They got 21 points off of turnovers last week. And again, Carthage coming in a +7 on the turnover takeaway, so a rare turnover that was cashed in for points against the Firebirds. Alex Jarvis and Eddie L. III standing deep to take this kickoff. Lannon now 3 for 3 for 68 yards. He's also rushed for 29. Greenfield 5 carries this afternoon for a net of 26. Kaminsky with a pair of receptions, 46 yards and a touchdown today. Raines with the kickoff, again driving this one to the end zone as the last second Jarvis lets it hit in the end zone and go through for the touchback. Late penalty marker down at the 15-yard line. Thrown in the direction of Tommy Williams for Carthage as he was driven to the turf. So we'll have to check out where this drive may start. This may hinder this drive for the Firebirds. Let's see. Pat Miles with the call. Now conferring with the head linesman here on what exactly Dustin Haas wants to do.
Holding during the return, number 13 of the kicking team. The kicking team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
So that's a spot foul. Occurred at the 15, so really no advantage here for Carthage. If it occurred at the 15, they will get the ball at the 25. Would have gotten it at the 25 anyways because of the touchback.
Because the ruling on the field was a touchback, the penalty will be assessed from the 25-yard line. First and 10 Carthage, 35-yard line.
There you go. Pat Miles, I was agreeing with you there. I was about to say, what was the advantage of taking the penalty? Well explained by Mr. Miles. Carthage from the 35, their third drive today. Let's see if they can get something going here. 3 and out on their first drive and an interception on their second drive. Marquette, the tight end, they'll go with two tights. Williamson lined up on the right side. Marquette lined up on the left side. Now Marquette in motion to the right. Lowe working from pistol with right in the backfield. And the handoff goes to right. He is met and driven down immediately. Dan Gilroy, the junior from nearby Cary Grove, with the tackle. His second tackle for a loss this year. It's a loss of 1, brings up 2nd down and 11. He was in there immediately, just broke off the block off the right side. And again, you've got Byron Scody over there at right guard in place of Ryan Lakin and Alex Diaz today. 2nd and 11 for the Firebirds from their own 34. L, a single receiver here to the near side. Lowe comes out throwing, and it's incomplete, looking for Alex Jarvis on the far side of the field. Little indecision on that throw that time by Lowe. So quickly, 3rd down and 11 for the Firebirds. Jordan Wiles will come in at a wide receiver. Sylvain Campbell out there as well. L and Ware and Wiles here to the near side. Jarvis and Campbell to the far side. 2 by 2 here on 3rd and 11. Lowe steps up, fires, has a man out there. It is dropped. Alex Jarvis trying to make a diving catch at the North Central 35-yard line. Could not come up with it. And it's a 3 and out for the Firebirds on their 3rd drive today. Jarvis was lined up in a slot on the right side, just ran right down the right hash marks and then broke it in on a slant just across the middle of the field. And Lowe trying to thread the needle, and Jarvis kind of slowed up a little bit on his break to the inside. Collins on to punt for the 2nd time today. First one went 36 yards. Gets this one away, a boomer. Rummel will take from his own 18-yard line. Right hash mark and tripped up across the 25 out near the 30-yard line where he was brought down there. Tanner Ludwig looked like he got down on special teams to make the tackle for the Firebirds at the 31-yard line. 6.5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. A 13-0 North Central lead. Carthage on the afternoon, just 7 net yards today. Lowe 1 for 6 with an interception. Wright 2 carries for 3 yards. L 1 reception for 4 yards. That's it for the offense today. Greenfield, the single back. 2 receivers here to the near side for Luke Lanin, the freshman quarterback for North Central. Working from pistol. Play fake to Greenfield. Has all kinds of time to throw. Over the middle. Kaminsky wide open. Over the shoulder catch. And brought down at the 25-yard line of the Firebirds. He got a step on the defensive back. That was Bobby Baker in coverage. Again, Baker with a leg injury. Trying to cover Kaminsky. It's a big hit to the Carthage 26. And a first down. "45-yard reception. Kaminsky now with 90 yards on the receiving end. 1st and 10 from the 26. Greenfield around the right side. Has some running room there as he has a convoy in front of him. Gets it out of bounds near the 21-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5. As he angles out of bounds to that far sideline. Garrett Warner taking him to the boundary that time. In the red zone this season now, the Cardinals are 26 of 30 scoring in the red zone. 24 of them touchdowns this season. They'll mark it at the 21, 2nd down and 5 for North Central. Kaminsky out, Matt Metz in, and now a timeout taken by North Central.
First charge, timeout of the half. No,
Again, this is the only game going on at the moment in the CCIW. Some 1 o'clock kicks later on today, and a 2 o'clock kickoff down at North Park. You got Illinois Wesleyan at Washington University this afternoon. Wheaton is at Augustana. Milliken at Elmhurst. Those are the 1 o'clock kicks. And then the 2 o'clock kick this afternoon, it'll be Carroll taking on North Park. 123 total yards so far this afternoon for North Central to 7 for Carthage. Carthage 0 for 2 on third downs. And balanced attack, 55 on the ground, 68 in the air for North Central. They are a very potent team, and Firebirds cannot afford to get down by more than 3 scores here today. It's going to be tough. That takes that running game away. So following the timeout, North Central will break the huddle. They'll come out with 3 receivers, 2 here to the near side. Blake Williams, the outside receiver. Kaminsky in the slot here on the right hash mark. Now lining up in motion here to the right is D'Angelo Hardy. So 3 receivers now to the right side. Carthage will shift the coverage. Pass rush on. Lanen gets it away. Ball in the air. Kaminsky juggled. Did he make the catch? Looked like he bobbled it. Was it a catch or not? He was bobbling it. They'll rule it a catch at the 2. Ooh, boy. 19-yard reception. I don't know if we'll get another look here with our replay in the video stream, but I'm not sure he had control of the football after he had planted his foot down. It'll go as a reception to the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, North Central. A nice catch on the play. Able to get the foot in. Looked like a juggling catch from my vantage point. We're not going to see the replay. Low snap to Lanen. Blitz is on. Jalen Dennis picked up. Lanen now scrambling to the right. Will get it in the end zone for the touchdown. Nickelback. Jalen Dennis was on the blitz off the right side, forcing Lanen to the right. Carthage, nobody there, and he was able to run it in and get to the pylon for the touchdown. 19-0, North Central on the 2-yard touchdown run by Lanen. Lanen now, that is his 3rd touchdown on the ground this year. Tanner Raines on the, or I should say Thomas Mitchell on the extra point. He missed one earlier to the right. And this one is good, just inside the right upright. With 4:48 to play here in the first. Firebirds are down 20-0. And our game today is brought to you in part by Triangle Flooring, Furniture, and Appliance Center, 5 miles east of I-94 and Highway 50 in Kenosha. Kenosha's oldest family-owned home furnishing store. Since 1945, it's the premier place to shop for carpet, appliances, window treatments, and furniture. They service what they sell, 3813 Roosevelt Road in Kenosha. They're open today until 5. 5 plays, 70 yards. The big play, the 19-yard pickup, set him up 1st and goal inside the 2. And the 44-yard pass from Lanen to Kaminsky to the Carthage 26. The big plays on this drive. The entire defensive team huddled up down below me here in the track just to my left as the coaching staff trying to calm everybody down. And again, it's a game of trust. Jarvis will get a chance to return here from his own 3 up the far sideline to the 10, 15, 20, lowers his head out to the 25-yard line. Again on the stop, D'Angelo Roberson on special teams, a senior, a transfer from UW-Eau Claire. Carthage ball thrown 25-yard line, 4:42 to go here in this first quarter. They trail by a score of 20-0. Carthage with just 7 total yards so far today. Low from the pistol, has Noel Wright in the backfield off his left hip. In motion, the tight end Marquette now realigns on the right side. Play fake to right, they come up throwing, and it's incomplete, nearly picked off by Rommel. Nearly his 2nd interception of the afternoon as he tried the jump in front of Eddie L., the intended receiver. Well scouted, this Carthage offense today. they'll bring both tight ends off. Campbell and Jarvis will line up to the right side. Eddie L. and Jordan Wiles here to the near side. 2nd and 10. Carthage, another quick pass outside to Jarvis. And he is belted as he made his way to the sideline. Out of bounds there for just a 1-yard pickup, if any.
Close pass complete to Jarvis. For no gain. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Braden Lindmark was back there, able to make the tackle. No gain on the play, so 3rd down. Carthage getting away from the running game a little bit here. I'm surprised. Plenty of time left here to get back into this ball game, and they've kind of abandoned the run here. Blitz coming, they get it away, complete the pass to Noel Wright, and he's not going to get the first down. He's going to be stopped just shy, as on the recovery, able to make the tackle. Jake Beasley, the corner on that left side, able to come up and make the tackle. It'll be 2 yards shy of the first down. It'll bring up 4th and 2. Good call there, able to hit right out of the backfield, but unable to get to the first down marker. Carthage now 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversions today. Coming into the game, 33% conversion rate on 3rd down. Collins to punt. Gets another nice one here. Driving Rommel all the way back to his own 13-yard line. Far side. Breaks a tackle to 20. Gets it out to the 25. And out to the 27-yard line where he is stopped there. Getting down on special teams for the Firebirds. Avanta James able to make the stop. 3:16 to go here in this first quarter. A 20-0 North Central lead. Well, coming up on Monday, October 25th, we'll be back at Mason's Eatery and Pub for the Carthage Athletic Insider presented by Mobile One Communications. That'll be from 7 to 9 p.m. on Monday, October 25th, talking all things Carthage sports. Once again live at Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50 in Kenosha. Want you to come out and join us. The Carthage Athletic Insider presented by Mobile One Communication, Monday, October 25th, 7 to 9 here on 1050 WLIP. Play fake as Lannon, all kinds of time, back over the middle, catch is made, and he'll break it. This will go all the way for a touchdown. D'Angelo Hardy, the sophomore, over the middle, got behind the secondary and takes it in for a 67-yard touchdown run. Make it 73-yard touchdown reception. This one getting out of hand early. 3:05 to go here in the quarter. 26-0 North Central. Safeties got caught looking in the backfield again on the play fake. They took 2 steps up. That was just enough for D'Angelo Williams to go over the middle. Or D'Angelo Hardy, I should say, over the middle to get the touchdown reception, his 3rd. And again, movement up front. And again, a missed extra point that's going to get a retry here. Now, Carthage is arguing that the center is either jerking his head or a shoulder shimmy before he snaps the ball, and that's what is drawing Carthage offside.
Start. Offense, number 46. The kicker moved. Although the defender was in the neutral zone, 46 cannot move. 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
Pat Miles explained it well. The kicker kind of hitched and reloaded despite the fact that a Carthage player was in the neutral zone. So this will be a 25-yard extra point attempt. Shaky at best today. Kick is on the way, and it's a line drive wide left. They've missed 2 extra points today. Makes it a 26-0 lead for North Central. 2 plays, the 73-yard touchdown pass from Lannon to D'Angelo Hardy. For Hardy, that's his 3rd touchdown reception of the year. For Lannon, his 2nd touchdown pass of the day. Lannon's numbers today, 6 for 6 for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kaminsky over 100 yards receiving today.
North Central. Jarvis and L. deep for Carthage.
Carthage just unable to get their offense going, and that's to be expected. You're going up against one of the premier different defenses in all of Division III. This is a team that is allowing just over 6 points per game. And second in all of Division III in scoring defense. Jarvis and L standing deep, looking into that sun. Rains with the kick. And Jarvis will take it out of the end zone. Far side of the 15. Stutter steps across the 20 and is taken down on the far sideline at the 22-yard line. Christian Caravel, freshman out of Tampa, Florida, down on special teams, able to make that play for North Central at the 21-yard line. 2:58 to go here in this first quarter. Carthage needs a spark here. They have been stymied on offense, 0 for 3 on third downs. An interception that has led to a touchdown today. Need to get on track. Marquette, the tight end in motion, now realigns right side. First play from scrimmage, a handoff to right. Right will struggle forward, will get out to about the 24-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play for Noel Wright. That's just his third carry of the afternoon. Williamson will come in at a tight end. Sylvier Campbell will come out now for Carthage. So they'll go with a 12 formation here for Carthage. 1 back, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. L to the near side, Jarvis to the far side for Carthage. Second down and 7. The give is to Wright. Trying to find room, spins off a tackle across the 25 out to the 28-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Firebirds. Good job that time by Noel Wright. Able to spin his way forward before Sam Taviani, the linebacker, got in there to make the play and take him down. So a manageable 3rd down here for Carthage. 3rd and a good 3. Wright the single back. And they'll go with 2 tight ends. Jarvis in motion now. Will motion to the right in a slot. Hitch and go. They're looking for a man far side, and it's broken up by Rommel, incomplete. He got the inside leverage that time on the intended receiver, Eddie L. Excellent coverage that time by Rommel. He was all over L. Lowe trying to throw it in a spot where L could go after it, but Rommel had the inside position near the 40-yard line of North Central. Second pass breakup of the afternoon by Rommel. He also has an interception today. Carthage 0 for 4 on 3rd downs, and Collins into punt. Gets it away. They'll bounce. It's loose near the 40. Carthage will pick it up and down it there. Avante James there to down it at the 39-yard line. Not a very good kick by Collins that time, off the side of his foot. Just a 33-yard punt. Good field position here for North Central. 1:29 to go here in this first quarter. Carthage trailing 26-0.
Legal touching. The ball will be placed at the spot of the legal touching. It'll be first down, North Central.
So it remains at the 39-yard line on the illegal touch. Greenfield, the running back, lined up off the left hip of Luke Lanin, who's 6 for 6. 204 yards and 2 touchdown passes here in this first quarter. 4 receivers, trips here to the near side. Play fake to Greenfield, they throw it into the slot. Catch is made there by D'Angelo Hardy. He'll take it out to midfield for a gain of 10. Where he is wrapped up there, his helmet came off. He's going to have to step out for a play.
Number 6 for North Central has to leave the play for one play due to his helmet coming off.
So a gain of 10 out to across midfield, just into Carthage territory at the Carthage 49-yard line. Jalen Dennis, Cameron Penny were the man to get him down. Blake Williams lined up on the outside receiver here. They line up Kaminsky now as a slot to the right side. Looking for Kaminsky. He juggles and makes the catch, going out of bounds with it near the 44-yard line of the Firebirds. Stops the clock with 56 seconds to play here in the half, or in the first quarter, I should say. 5-yard pickup. 2nd and 5 for North Central. Kaminsky and Williams here to the near side, along with D'Angelo Hardy. So trips here, right side of the formation. North Central going left to right here in this first quarter. Hand off Greenfield, big hole up the middle, inside the 40. Wrestled down at the Carthage 34-yard line. 11-yard pickup by, gain of 10, maybe 11 that time by Greenfield. Another first down for the Cardinals. They'll try and get one more snap off here, it looks like, before the quarter comes to an end, and they do. Play fake to Greenfield. Lannon again with time, looking for Kaminsky. It's overthrown, incomplete. And that will end our first quarter. Carthage down 26-0. We'll be back with our second quarter after this 60-second break. You're listening to Carthage Football on AM 1050 WLIP.
Programs for today's game are available online at athletics.carthage.edu under the Game Day tab, or you can scan the QR code that is located throughout the facility with your phone to view the program.
John Weiser back with you at Art Keller Field in Kenosha. 26-0 North Central. 292 yards in that first quarter for North Central. 220 in the air. And they hold time of possession just over 9 minutes to Carthage 5 minutes. Carthage with just 22 total yards in the game thus far. 2nd and 10 for the Cardinals, going right to left here in this second quarter. They'll give it to Greenfield. Breaks a tackle inside the 30 to the 20. Outside 15, 10. And out of bounds near the 5-yard line. Stepped out of 2 different tackles up front. Was able to cut to the near side numerals and take it down inside the 10. They'll mark it at the 6, 1st and goal, North Central. Making it look way too easy here today. Tommy Williams finally got him out of bounds, but a 28-yard pickup by Greenfield. 7 carries, 41 yards, and a touchdown on the afternoon so far for Greenfield. He is out of there right now. Terrence Hill in there now at running back. They'll roll Lannon to the right, looking to throw. On the run, throws it. That ball looked like it hit the ground. They're going to call it a completed catch near the 1-yard line. Kaminsky making the catch. He'll be shy of the goal line, so it'll bring up 2nd and goal. I'm still wondering if that was a legal catch. Looked like it hit the turf. They'll rule it a catch inside the 1. 2nd and goal. Terrence Hill, the running back. Fake. Lannon will just scoot in around the right side. Touchdown, North Central. early here in the second quarter now, 32-0 North Central. This time it'll be Tanner Raines in to attempt the extra point. Thomas Mitchell, not so much today. He's missed 2.
Johnson to hold.
Johnson, the backup quarterback, will hold for Tanner Raines. This one is up, and this one is good. 33-0. North Central on top of Carthage. Today's Carthage football game brought to you in part by Harbor Park Health and Fitness. 3417 14th Avenue, that's 1 mile south of the Carthage College campus. At Harbor Park Health and Fitness, everybody is unique. Find something that works for you. Fitness and performance, health and longevity. Buy some rehab and corrective exercise, maybe some weight training. You can see the pros at Harbor Park Health and Fitness. You choose your plan, trusted by hundreds of Kenosha residents already. That's Harbor Park Health and Fitness. Happy, healthy community. $33-0 North Central on top of Carthage. The #1 ranked team in the nation, and they are showing us why here today. They're getting it done on offense, and they have built a brick wall on defense today so far. But 3+ quarters remaining here. Not going to get it all back on one play. You just need to build each drive one play at a time. Positive yards on each play. See where it takes you. The kickoff will go to Jarvis, a short one at his own 6. Alex Jarvis breaks to the near side across the 25, gets to the 30 and out of bounds just across the 30-yard line. They'll mark it at the 32, and we've got a penalty marker near the 35-yard line, middle of the field, thrown by the umpire. So we'll check out the penalty here. A nice return. 29 yards by Jarvis. Maybe taken away here on a holding penalty. Here's Pat
During the
Miles.
return, holding, number 30 on the return team. 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
So we'll take it from the 32 to the 22. The penalty on Chris DeVito. DeVito has been a stud on special teams this year, one of the leading tacklers on special teams on the coverage unit. Also works on the kick coverage unit. 1st and 10 from their own 22. Bryce Lowe remains at quarterback. Play fake to right. Lowe sidesteps a defender, running to his right and throws it out of bounds. No open receiver. Zone coverage that time. They had everybody covered. Jarvis, L, and Sylvere Campbell, all with tight coverage that time. So Lowe did the right thing, threw it away. Again, they got a nice rush off the edge here by Dan Gilroy, the left defensive end. 2nd down and 10 for the Firebirds at their own 22. Jarvis in motion to the left. Handed off right, cuts it across the 25 and spins out to the 29-yard line where he is wrapped up there. Able to make the tackle. Jamari Spivery, the backup defensive lineman out of Chicago, there to make the stop. Brings up 3rd down and short for the Firebirds. 3rd and 3 from their own 29-yard line. Yet to convert on 3rd down this afternoon. Lowe working from the pistol. Takes the snap, wants to throw. Near sideline, looking for Sylvere Campbell. One-handed catch across the 40. Spins down inside the 30 and brought down at the 25-yard line. There's the spark The freshman Sylvia Campbell with the catch down to the North Central 25-yard line. Excellent job. He was lined up in press coverage here on the near side, able to beat the corner here on the near side, make the catch with his right hand. He beat one of the best, Jake Beasley, the number 1 pass defender in Division III this season. 1st and 10 Carthage from the North Central 25. Noel Wright gets the carry inside the 25, down to the 23. Again, Sylvia Campbell. A couple of times this season, you just take advantage of his height. Able to make that catch. 6'2", 220, the freshman. Out of Martin Luther High School in Milwaukee. Second down. We'll call it 8 here from the 23. Wright gets the call, tries to get the edge here on the right side, inside the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Firebirds! Noel Wright planted that left foot between the numeral and the hash mark here at the 20-yard line and darted to his right and took it to the pylon near side, and Carthage is on the board. The 46-yard pass to Campbell, and then the 23-yard run by Noel Wright. And the Skunk out of the box here. Carthage with their first score in the afternoon. Snap, spot, kick on the way, and the kick is good. 11:29 to play, first half. North Central leading it 33-7. Carthage, perhaps that's the spark they were looking for offensively. The big play coming to Sylvia Campbell. The 46-yard pass play. Going up against one of the better defensive players in the nation, Jake Beasley, the senior out of Champaign. Coming into the game, 9 passes defended, almost 3 per game. And then Noel Wright turned it on, 23 yards for the rushing touchdown for Noel Wright. His 4th touchdown of the season. A sophomore out of Houston, Texas. Well, now you feel a little bit better. You get some confidence building. As I said, you got to build it back one play at a time. Campbell with that beautiful catch, able to spark the offense here.
Hill and Lynch deep for North Central.
Terrence Hill standing deep. Collins, the big boot. This will go through the end zone on the fly for the touchback. 18 touchback kickoffs this season for Collins. Among the nation's leaders in that category. Leads the CCIW in that category. So 1st and 10 from their own 25 for the Cardinals. Now you got to build it back confidence-wise here on defense. Got to come up with some sort of a stop. They have not been able to stop North Central today. Crowd back into it now. A huge crowd here today. Pretty close to 2,000 maybe. Play fake, now a shuffle pass to Greenfield right side across the line of scrimmage and fights his way forward across the 30 to 31-yard line for a pickup of 6. A little delayed toss that time to Greenfield to the right, working off the right side of that offensive line. Pickup of 6 to the 31. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 4. Jake Tomzak and Cristobal Gutierrez there defensively for the Firebirds. Now they have 2 backs in the backfield for the first time today. Play fake, Lanen wants to throw with time. Over the middle, wide open and through the hands of the open receiver, incomplete. Blake Williams all alone at the Carthage 30-yard line behind the defense, and they could not hook up. Missed coverage there. Again, Baker started the game on the corner. He is not in there at the moment. So you have Ethan Foster and Trey Mitchell on the corners. Now we have penalty flags at the snap. North Central says it's against Carthage. Let's see.
Offsides. Defense. Number 90. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
Chris Gutierrez, the guilty party. Again, they're short up front. Jalen Slater out with an arm injury. Oliver Cox played well last week, got the sack. One of the sacks last week, out with an injury, so they're down a couple of defensive linemen. As Greenfield gets the call, just goes over right tackle, moves the pile forward to the 40-yard line. Gain of 4 by Greenfield. So bring up a 2nd down and 6 for North Central. 10:15 to play, first half. Carthage on the board, but they trail 33-7. Each team with 2 penalties now for 15 yards. Fortunately, that one cost the Firebirds a first down. Lanin, again, all kinds of time over the middle, completes the pass to Williams. Wrestled down inside the Carthage 35-yard line.
Lanan's pass completes to Williams for a North Central first down.
To Matthew McGee, defensive back out there for Carthage right now. Bobby Baker not out there. Tried to give it a go today with that leg injury. Was in there for the first couple of series, but is not out there now. So big gain down to the Carthage 33-yard line. 1st and 10, North Central. Lanin again, all day to throw, going back corner of the end zone, and a nice breakup back there. Pass intended for Williams, broken up by DeMatthew McGee. And now a late penalty marker coming down after the catch. It was Jalen Dennis and Twin McGee celebrating back there, and I don't know if they got a taunting penalty here. The back judge discussing things with the players. They weren't looking at anybody. It was not if anything, it was just between themselves. They weren't doing anything to the opponent. Twin McGee and Jalen Dennis were both walking toward each other. They might be flagged for taunting here, and I don't understand. There was not a North Central player near them. Blake Williams, after the breakup, went right back to the sideline. Twin McGee and Jalen Dennis walking toward each other. Dennis was trying to congratulate McGee on the pass breakup. The officials are huddled up, having a discussion. The back judge threw the flag. I did not think it was intended toward anybody on the North Central sideline. Here's Pat Miles.
Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike. Number 7 on the defense. That's number 7's first unsportsmanlike towards disqualification.
I'm scratching my head. I don't know exactly what Jalen Dennis did there to commit that penalty. So 15 yards on the dead ball foul on Jalen Dennis. Moves it to the Carthage 18-yard line. North Central in the red zone again. Lanin, play fake, comes back near side. Kaminsky with the catch. Sidesteps the defender, forces his way inside the 15-yard line.
Lanan's
got past Hayden Fisher, who came out, saw the play develop, was going to come out and make the stop at the line of scrimmage, but Kaminsky with a little shoulder fake kind of around him and was finally brought down by Avanta James. So a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 from the Carthage 15, 8.5 minutes to go here in the half. They will hand it off. Greenfield breaks a tackle inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Tomzak finally chipped him to the turf. There was contact at the line of scrimmage.
Greenfield carries for a gain of 6.
Looked like John Ambrosio had him right at the line of scrimmage. He was able to get out of that tackle, and Tomzak finally got him to the turf.
It's 3rd down.
Gain of 6, so 3rd and 1. Cardinals are 2 for 2 on 3rd downs today. Greenfield in the backfield, Kaminsky in a slot to the right side. They give us to Greenfield, works his way up the middle to the 5. He'll get the first down where he's driven back there.
Greenfield on the carry.
Look like Garrett Warner
Brought down
and Trey Mitchell.
North Central, 1st down, 1st and goal Cardinals from the 5.
Gain of 6, and it'll be 1st and goal for North Central at the 5. Clock continues to move, 7:40 to play here in this first half. Greenfield the single back. Kaminsky lined up in a slot right side along with D'Angelo Hardy. Wants to throw. Lanin looking for Kaminsky. Throws it out there. Got a left hand on it but couldn't corral it. It'll go incomplete through the end zone. Tomzak on the coverage that time for the Firebirds brings up 4th down. I believe the Cardinals are going to go for it here on 2nd down and goal, at the 5. Good job by Tomzak that time to cover Kaminsky in the slot. Just ran straight up the hash mark on that right side and broke to the outside back of the end zone, that far side. This time it'll be Williams and Kaminsky lined up to the right side. Double slot with Kaminsky now and Hardy. Lanin wants to throw, comes back on a post route, incomplete. Unable to come up with it was Williams. Good job out there defensively by Carthage. Avanta James able to break it up. He's playing the corner on that far side now. Again, they're without Keith Freeman and Bobby Baker today. Baker tried to start today. Went the first 2 series, but has not been in there since. 3rd and goal from the 5. Greenfield lines up off the right hip. They'll roll Lanin now. Trying to go in, bumped, and driven down inside the 5 at the 2. In there for the Firebirds, David Stronach. Able to chip him down. They will mark it at the 3. It'll bring up 4th and goal from the 3. Leading 33-7. 6:50 to play in the half. It appears they will go for it here. They will go for it here on 4th down. North Central 6 of 8 on 4th down conversions this year. Lanin wants to throw. Backside of the end zone looking for Kaminsky. Did he get a foot in? He did. Touchdown. Back corner, near side. Touchdown, North Central. Miscommunication again. Tomzak was late getting over. I think he thought he was going to get some help from Garrett Warner, the free safety, but none coming. Kaminsky just crossing through the back of the end zone from right to left. Able to make the catch in the left corner for the touchdown. Tanner Raines to attempt the extra point. Good snap, ball down, kick on the way, and it is good. 40-7 in favor of the Cardinals. Kaminsky 3-yard touchdown pass. Reception. His second touchdown grab of the day. Now has 8 catches for 125 yards and a pair of touchdowns for North Central. That was a 14-play, 75-yard drive. And the key play, 2 of them. Carthage committing a penalty on 3rd down that allowed the Cardinals to get a first down via the penalty, and then the Jalen Dennis, for whatever the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty was, moved them inside the red zone, and they were able to go in from there. Lanin today, 12 of 16, 258 yards and 3 touchdowns. Greenfield on the afternoon, 12 carries, 89 yards. Carthage with exactly 100 yards so far this afternoon. Almost 400 yards of offense today by North Central. Kickoff to Jarvis at the 2. Near side hash mark to the 15, 20, 25, 30, and out to the 31-yard line. 28-yard return by Alex Jarvis. Returned 195 for a touchdown earlier this season. So 6:20 to go here in the half. Carthage, see if they can put together a nice drive here and at least end this half on a good note. They were able to score their only touchdown, and a nice catch by Severe Campbell that set him up in the red zone. And Noel Wright with the touchdown run, and Wright gets the call here. Tries to cut back to his left. Spins out of a play, had a face mask because he had his helmet pulled off. Takes it out to the 40-yard line. It'll be at 15 yards after the play, and unfortunately, Wright's going to have to come off, I believe. Let's see, unless the defender pulled that off, he can stay in the game, and he will. Should move the ball across midfield here. We'll see. Officials taking some time here to get the correct call and the correct yardage. They might be ruling this a spot foul. Flags are sitting at the 32-yard line. Here's Pat Miles.
Personal foul, face mask, number 14 on the defense. The helmet came off because of the foul. 20 in the game. First down.
So the face mask penalty, we'll take another look here. Sam Taviani tried to break it to the outside. Taviani got his left hand right into the face mask of Wright and pulled the helmet off. This will move the ball to the North Central 45-yard line. 1st and 10 Firebirds. Marquette, the tight end, and a wing left side. 2 receivers to the left for the Firebirds. From the 45, 1st and 10. Lowe drops back, looks to throw. Jarvis with the catch and tripped up inside the 30 and down near the 26-yard line. 19-yard pickup. Alex Jarvis, his first catch today. He'll mark it at the 26, a gain of 19. Nice job on a slant route from the left side slot. That's where he'll line up again here. L and Jarvis on the left side. Campbell here to the near side. Play fake to right. Little hitch and go. Back corner looking for Eddie L. It's thrown over his head, incomplete. Got a step that time on Rommel. Nick Rommel, the defensive back in coverage. But Lowe led him all the way to the boundary in the middle of the end zone, incomplete. 2nd down and 10 from the 26. Campbell will come out. Williamson in. So 12 personnel in there. They'll go with 2 tight ends for the Firebirds. Both lined up here to the right side. Williamson on the line. Marquette at a wing right side. Now Marquette in motion. Lowe takes the snap. Will hand it off to Wright. Picks his way inside the 25 and dives to the 21. Gain of 5 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Firebirds. Boy, Wright has that knack. As soon as he gets into traffic or a man that gets a hand on him, he's able to spin and twist his way forward for extra yardage. Storm Simmons on the tackle that time, but a pickup of 4 makes it 3rd and 6 for Carthage here. 5 minutes to go here in this first half. Trying to get some momentum here, get some traction going into that second half. Look here for Campbell, ball in the air, inside position, and it's wrestled away and intercepted. Ball was thrown inside and taken away by Jake Beasley, penalty marker down. He got the inside leverage on Campbell that time. They were both battling for the football. Second interception thrown by Bryce Lowe today. Again, he was looking back shoulder, but Rommel had complete inside leverage that time and was able to step in front, or Beasley, I should say, for the interception. Penalty after the play, and here's the call.
After the interception, dead ball, unsportsmanlike. North Central, number 20. That's his first UNS disqualification.
So the penalty on North Central following the interception. Half the distance, we'll move it to the 10-yard line here, since that interception occurred in the end zone. So Cardinal football at their own 10, just under 5 minutes to play here in this first half, leading 40-7. Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, proud to sponsor Carthage Athletics again this season. It's their 10th anniversary at Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, I-94, or on Highway 50, just east of I-94 in Kenosha. Online at lynchchevroletkenosha.com. So now we get things set. It'll be North Central ball at their own 10-yard line. Second takeaway of the afternoon by the Cardinal defense. Lanin, play fake, rolls right, throwing right. Ball in the air, and it's broken up, intended for Kaminsky. Knocked out of the air that time by Garrett Warner, the free safety. Again, good position that time by Warner. Got inside of Kaminsky as he was breaking to the far side of the field. Got a left hand in there to knock it away incomplete. Second down and 10. This will be Hardy in the backfield now. Check that, Terrence Hill. Hill gets the call, his first carry today. Hill sidestepping a tackler, takes it up across the 15, out near the 20-yard line, just a little bit shy of the first down. Terrence Hill, his first carry of the day. It goes for 9. It'll bring up 3rd and 1 for North Central. Zach Hale there to make the stop for the Firebirds. 3rd and about 1. Cardinals 3 of 4 on 3rd downs today. Again, Hill in the backfield. Kaminsky and Hardy lined up near side, and we got penalty markers on the play.
Offsides, defense, number 94. The penalty, 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
Well, they went hard count. Dave Stronach, second time today he has jumped offside, and that cost Carthage there. First down by penalty, second time today. Cardinals have gained a first down by penalty. Just got to keep an eye on the football. Hey, if you're a defensive lineman, you don't move till that football moves. First and 10 Cardinals at their own 24. Fresh set of downs here for Luke Lanin. Play fake on the jet sweep. Lanin rolling left, throwing left, completes the pass. Ball is out. It's loose inside the 15, and it's covered up by the Firebirds. Trying to make the catch here on the near side for North Central was Nick Rummel in there, or I should say Greenfield, who was lined up as a wide receiver on the play. He made the catch, but then coughed it up. As we take another look, we'll get the replay here. They faked the jet sweep, rolled lane into the left, completed the pass, and it was Jalen Dennis who forced the ball out, and then jumping on it for the Firebirds, that was Trey Mitchell. So Carthage with a takeaway at the North Central 15. First down, Firebirds. Low, play fake. Wants to throw, circles out, catch is made, touchdown Carthage. Sammy Linbaugh with his first touchdown catch of the year, and Carthage converts on the takeaway, and they cut into it now. It is 40-13. So they take advantage of the Jalen Dennis forced fumble on Greenfield. And one play later, the 15-yard touchdown pass from Lowe to Sammy Linbaugh. Limbaugh's first touchdown reception of the year. Extra point by Collins is on the way, and that one is no good, wide right. 40-13 with 3.5 minutes to go here in this first half. So Lowe, 6 of 16 now for 93 yards and a touchdown. And for Linbaugh, his first touchdown reception of the year. This all coming after Jalen Dennis was able to break up the pass, or at least knock the ball out of the hands of Ethan Greenfield, forcing the fumble recovered by Trey Mitchell at the North Central 15-yard line. So each team getting points off turnovers this afternoon. Two plays, 15 yards for the Firebirds. Lowe to Linbaugh. And for Bryce Lowe, that is his 13th touchdown pass of the year to go with 3 interceptions. And Collins kicked through the end zone for the touchback. Our game today brought to you in part by Francetic Tax Services. Don't get frantic, get Francetic Tax Resolution. Go to 262tax.com and find out how Francetic Tax Resolution has been helping everyday people resolve their tax problems. That's 262tax.com, Francetic Tax Resolution. (40-13), just over 3.5 minutes to play first half. North Central, following the touchback, will start at their own 25-yard line. They'll bunch 3 receivers to the right side. They'll hand it off. Hardy, big hole over the left side, 35-40. Gets to midfield where he's tackled from behind by Jalen Dennis. Both he and Avante James there, but a big run. This time they spread him out. Run at the opposite side, out to the 49-yard line. It's a gain of 24 and a first down. Simple play. They put 3 receivers in a triangle off that right side and then ran opposite side. Same formation here. And again, they try and run the same play, this time to the right side. And Carthage ready as Jake Tomzak able to wrestle the running back down, Terrence Hill. Gain of about 5 on the play by Hill. Sets up 2nd and 5. Clock moving, 2:40 to play. North Central with 2 timeouts remaining here in the half. Leading 40-13. 1 o'clock games just getting underway in conference. We'll get you caught up to date at halftime. Also coming up at halftime, we'll have Nate Stewart as the pass is thrown and complete. A diving grab to the turf at the 25-yard line by D'Angelo Hardy, the wide receiver, the sophomore. Made a diving grab that time as Carthage rushed for. They tried to stunt up front, was picked up, and again got past both Jalen Dennis and Avanta James. From the Carthage 23-yard line. Again, Lanen, all kinds of time, throwing right side, completes to Williams. He'll make the catch down to the 10-yard line. Make that Terrence Hill with the catch here on the near side to the 10-yard line. Hill getting in some playing time this afternoon. Carried the ball 3 times for 38 yards. Picks up his first reception of the day. Second reception of the day, I should say. Stays in bounds. They'll mark it at the Carthage 10-yard line. It'll be first and goal, North Central. Handoff. Goes to Hill, bangs his way inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. Jake Tomzak there to bring him down. 8-yard pickup by Hill. 5 carries, 54 yards today for Hill. They've got almost 200 yards on the ground to go with nearly 300 yards in the air here in this first half. I was going to say, Nate Stewart will join us here at halftime, the athletic director at Carthage College. Share with you some of the new things going on here, the game day experience here at Art Keller Field. And homecoming next week, got some events coming up as well. We'll visit with Nate Stewart coming up at halftime. Handoff goes to the running back, Terrence Hill, to the right side into the end zone for the touchdown. First touchdown of the afternoon for Terrence Hill. His third of the year, 46-13 North Central. 6 plays, 75 yards. Hill going over from 2 yards out. Extra point pending. Tanner Raines into attempt. Snap, spot. Kick is on the way, and the kick is good. 37 seconds to go here in the half. 47-13 North Central. Lanen this afternoon now 15 of 20. 296 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Hill 5 carries, 48 yards, and the touchdown today. Greenfield with a rushing touchdown. Hill with a touchdown. Lanen with a pair of rushing touchdowns today. And they've struck Carthage for 467 yards here in this first half. But Carthage will get the ball here with some time. About 38 seconds to play, so they'll have some opportunities here. They have 3 timeouts. Again, a team that's giving up just 6 points per game. Carthage has doubled that this afternoon with 13. Take advantage of that Jalen Dennis punch out on that completion to Greenfield. Able to spin that into points. Let's see if they can get something going here on a return game. Jarvis back deep. He's returned one already this year for a 95-yard touchdown. And close a couple of times today from breaking. This time they'll get to L. Picks it up at the 15. Gets it across the 20 to the 21-yard line. 6-yard return for Eddie L. Out to the 21-yard line. 33 seconds to go here in the half.
Carthage takes over.
171 yards on the ground today for North Central, 296 in the air. Carthage 55 on the ground, 92 in the air so far today. Bryce Lowe looking to pass here on first down. Over the middle, completes to Severe Campbell, near side across the 25-30, and he'll get out of bounds short of the 35-yard line. 13-yard pickup that time to Campbell, able to get out of bounds to stop the clock with 26 seconds left. Second catch of the day for Severe Campbell. Carthage with some room here now from their own 34. Again, right the single back, 3 receivers to the left side. Lowe looking to pass. Pressure on. Lowe trying to get out of trouble. Will try and throw it away incomplete. Good job there by Lowe to get it away. Avoids the sack, looking for Sylvia Campbell here on the near side, but threw it out of bounds. Stops the clock. 19 seconds to go in the half. Second down and 10 for the Firebirds from their own 34. L, Jarvis, and Wiles split to the left side. Single receiver here to the near side is Campbell. Four-man rush. They complete the pass far side to L. Tripped up inbounds near the 38-yard line. Carthage will take their first time out. Stopping the clock with 12 seconds to play in the half, bringing up a third and long when play resumes.
Timeout, Carthage.
Game's just underway. Wheaton at Augustana, Illinois at Washington U, and Milliken at Elmhurst today. The 2 o'clock kickoff this afternoon in Chicago will feature Carroll and North Park. Next week, Carthage hosting North Park, part of homecoming festivities. We'll talk about that coming up at halftime here with Nate Stewart, the athletic director of Carthage College. Great afternoon for football. The beer tent is full, I see, to my left in the south end zone. A success today. The bounce houses are busy. Got 3 of them over in the green space beyond the west bleachers here at Keller Field. We got the food trucks here. Great atmosphere for a game here at Keller Field. Score not what you want, but you couldn't ask for a better afternoon here. 3 receivers near side, third down, we'll call it 6. Lowe with some time. Wants to throw, and he throws into double coverage, and it's incomplete. Had 2 guys from North Central fighting over the football that time here on the near side. 2 defenders. I'm not sure where Lowe was going with that one. Sam Taviani, the linebacker, along with Roberson here on the near side. So 4th down, 6 seconds left. Carthage forced the punt. This will be tricky here. Rommel, the return man, will be looking directly into that sun, standing inside his own 20-yard line. Collins gets it away, an end-over-end kick that will bounce on one hop to Rommel at the 14, up the middle of the 20, and tripped up. Good open field tackle that time by Avonta James on special teams, and that will end our first half.
That is the end of the first half.
I thank you, Pat Miles, our referee. 47-13, your halftime score. Number 1 ranked North Central on top of your Carthage Firebirds. We'll step out, take a 2-minute break. Nate Stewart, the athletic director, will join me when we return to Art Keller Field. After this, you're listening to Carthage Football on AM 1050 WLIP. Firebird football on AM 1050 WLIP, brought to you in part by Francetic Tax Services, by Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha on Highway 50 just east of I-94, by Triangle Flooring, Furniture, and Appliance Center on Roosevelt Road in Kenosha, by Mason's Eatery and Pub, Highway 50 just west of Highway 31, and by Harbor Park Health and Fitness, 3417 14th Avenue, 1 mile south of the Carthage College campus. 47-13 in favor of North Central here at the half. Joined now by Carthage College Athletic Director Nate Stewart. Nate, I wish we had something better to talk about here today, but you got to be pleased with the turnout here.
Yeah, no, it's been great to see all the fans and especially all the young families here as well. You know, obviously the score is not necessarily in the favor we want it to be, but you got to tip your hat to North Central. They're a pretty good football team, John. They're complete. I think the only thing they did wrong the entire first half was miss an extra point and fumble the ball. So, you know, they have good players, and our guys are battling. You know, Dustin's got a really good young team. Our guys showed up ready to play today, and but it's great to see all the fans. We appreciate everyone coming out today.
Yeah, let's talk about it. You've really worked hard this year to get the fan experience back here at Art Keller Field. Tell us a little bit about what you've done.
Yeah, you know, so I think part of this actually started with Dustin's vision, right? And so not long after I got hired, Dustin came in, and we started talking about what can we do to increase the game day atmosphere? What can we do to bring Kenosha to Carthage? What can we do for our students on campus on the weekends and give them something to do? So we tried to cater to every audience. You know, we got 3 bounce houses set up outside. We got a bunch of food trucks who are out and about and change every week. For the grown-ups, we have a beer tent down in the south end zone. So Mason's has been great. Chris Goshes has been great trying to help us get that off the ground and get that running. So it looks like a decent crowd down there right now. So hopefully people are enjoying themselves. And, you know, I think part of it helps too. I mean, Dustin's done a great job. He's been out and about, out in the community, and everyone knows him and everyone knows his wife, Jenna. So I can't take full credit for this. I've had a lot of people to help me. We have the new video board that's up and running today, so that's nice to see. You know, and again, help us with the atmosphere, but hopefully help us with recruiting. That will also help us with the atmosphere. You know, more people, the more times we can win, people enjoy coming to root for our winner too. So it's been really good.
It's always been a fun experience, but as you said, kind of adding to it and building in some of the add-in benefits, like the food trucks with different types of food every week. I know we've got a barbecue truck today. We've got Durango's here as well, selling their food, and obviously the beer tent. And again, a big thank you to Mason's Eatery and Pub for putting that together. They also put together the team breakfast again today, which was outstanding.
They did. I know. Yeah, I walked through the football offices. It smelled really good. I didn't eat any of it. I probably should have. I haven't even had lunch yet. I need to make sure I'm doing that.
I had my share. It was the breakfast burrito with hash browns.
Oh, there you go. There you go. But no, they do a good job. And you know, I've been really fortunate. I walked into a good situation. We got community support. We have community members who want to see Carthage be successful, and who want to support our coaches, who want to support our student athletes, and which in turn makes us successful. You know, Rustic Subs, who's new and opened up off Pie Pick and Save, is catered to the press box today, so they become a partner of ours. So it's really good to see all the community support and see Kenosha behind Carthage, and then Carthage and our student athletes out in the Kenosha community as well.
Absolutely. And speaking of the Carthage community, next week is homecoming already. North Park, the opponent, next Saturday, and a lot of activities coming up in the coming week here. Board of directors are going to be meeting, and I believe you're going to get that funding set up for the new softball complex.
Yeah, so we're excited. We announced, I think it was the week before last, that we are going to finally try to tackle the softball field. That is the one game day facility we have that has not been touched, so we need to make sure we're providing a great experience for our softball student athletes, a top-notch facility. We need to make sure we're able to host playoff games, we're able to host NCAA tournaments, and then it's going to be good for the community as well, right? It's going to be an entirely turf field, so we can work with little leagues, we can get people in, we can get future Firebirds on our campus, have their parents see campus. I mean, that's one of the things I hear all the time from folks. You guys have a gorgeous campus. I love campus. And for us, it's getting them here and making that sell. So it's going to be really nice when we get that done. And we got a lot of folks who are supporting us in that. Homecoming is going to be a busy week for me. Board of Trustees are here Thursday, Friday. We have Jackie Joyner-Kersey's going to be on campus. We're closing out the 150 years of women's celebration. We're going to have an all-athletic women reception before the football game next week. They're going to have a beer garden. We're actually unveiling the new mascot. Yes. So we're going to unveil the new mascot and the new name. I believe there's voting going on. Our voting is going to start this week for folks to vote to name the mascot. We also have the Hall of Fame induction on Friday night. You know what? I feel really bad for this class. It's the class of 2020, so they've had to wait 2 years to be inducted. So we're going to have that taking place on Friday night at 6:30. So if public are open, they're welcome. They can come out. After that will be the 150 Years of Women's celebration. Jackie Joyner-Kersey will be here. And then they're going to have casino night and all kinds of things on Saturday for Firebird supporters and Firebird alumni. So it should be a wild weekend.
Speaking of Firebird, I understand we're going to see a Firebird in the form of a convertible that President Swallow is going to drive next week.
Yeah, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. So yeah, we probably have a couple surprises in store for folks, a couple twists for folks to be able to see as well too.
Well, and that and the fact that we're going to identify the new mascot that will go with Firebird Athletics, and I know the athletes are excited about that. Finally get a mascot behind the name with the name change last summer.
Yeah, I've been able to see some sneak peeks and was involved. I think folks will like what they see. I think it's going to be really neat. I'll be happy to see what the name ends up being. I have seen the finalist. So it'll be good. It'll be something that's tied to Firebirds. I can tell you that from seeing the list, and it'll be really good. We haven't been able to have homecoming obviously with COVID. This is going to be probably the biggest in terms of events. Hopefully people attending one of the biggest homecomings in Carthage's history. I believe we're getting ready to celebrate our 175th birthday next year. So more things online, more things staying tuned. John Swallow, our president, has done a great job setting the course for campus and for the college. And so excited to see what keeps happening. And our fall teams, are doing really, really well. Obviously, we've had several teams nationally ranked. Football got votes this week. They're off to the best start we've had since 1974. Basketball is going to start practice this week. Where did the fall go? But wrestling starts practice tomorrow. So it's never a dull moment, but it's really good to see our student athletes back doing what they love and in full tilt. And awesome to see the crowd and see the community coming out and supporting us today.
Second year of the new sports that were added. You've got women's bowling getting ready to get started again now, and men's and women's wrestling.
Yeah, women's bowling, I think they've been practicing probably 10 days now or so, and men's and women's wrestling starts tomorrow, so they're excited, and so it's been really good. The coaches have come in and done a great job recruiting, getting student athletes in, and obviously women's bowling, Katie was coach of the year last year in her first year, so not oftentimes your first year being a head coach, you're named coach of the year when you start a brand new program, but she's done a tremendous job starting that program as well.
She certainly has, and I know her from competing on the lanes myself, and she is a top competitor, and she is really, really focused in on getting this bowling program off the ground.
Yeah, she's taught me a lot about oil patterns and how you need to spin the ball, and there was a truck that came a couple weeks ago that dropped off 800 pounds of bowling balls, and so I've learned, that's one of the great things. I've learned all kinds of new things that I didn't think I would ever know before, and it's fun to be around our student athletes. We have great kids, and they're great people, and they want to compete, but they're also serious about their academics, and they're serious about being in the community. So it's really, really fun to be at Carthage and have those students representing us to the public.
A high percentage of your athletes make the CCIW all academic every year. I want to say about 80% of your athletes or more possibly are on that academic all conference team.
Yeah, so we had just under 800 student athletes last year, and our cumulative GPA across the board was a 3.3. So our students are doing well on the fields, in the courts, in the bowling alleys, on the wrestling mats, on the track. You name it. But they're also doing well in the classroom. And when people hear me talk, I never say athletes; they're student athletes, and that's the best thing about our level. They're students first, athletes second, and they excel in all areas. So excited to see what this year brings. Excited to see how we're doing academically, and so it's been a lot of fun.
Don't want to shortchange you, but we didn't mention esports, which is the new sport that starts this fall. I know Kevin's all working all on that and getting that.
Yeah, so we just we got the occupancy permit for the space this week, and so they've been moving tables and moving chairs, and Kevin's been working like crazy to image the machines and put the games on the machines, and we're going to play 5 titles this year. He's got about 40 students involved in the program, so we're excited. We're going to compete in the NECC, which is any sports only conference, and so he's done a great job, and just another thing to add to the mix. I don't suffer from boredom, John. That's not one of the things I worry about when I come in the morning. And but like I said, we have great student athletes, but I have a great coaching staff and a great support staff and people around us who work really hard to ensure we're successful.
So 28 sports across the board?
28 sports.
Outstanding. Nate Stewart, the athletic director here at Carthage College, a very busy man, and I'm going to let you go enjoy halftime with the rest of your group.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate it. Nate Stewart, the athletic director here at Carthage College. We're at halftime here at Art Keller Field, 47-13 in favor of North Central here through one half of play. We'll step out, take a 60 break. When we come back, I'll run the numbers for you from this first half. You're listening to Carthage Football on AM 1050 WLIP. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I may be dumb, but I ain't stupid, and I can tell you that's the stat there, 1 for 7. What? Oh, absolutely, exactly. I want you to talk about everything. You got it. You're welcome. Welcome back to Art Keller Field, everyone. Halftime here between Carthage and the number 1 ranked North Central Cardinals today, as Carthage falling behind early in this one, as it was a rough start. Carthage got the football, took the opening kickoff, went 3 and out, punted the ball away, and it was North Central scoring on their first drive, and they made it quick. 5 plays in just over 2 minutes and 23 seconds. It was Lannon, the quarterback, a first of 3 touchdown passes today, hitting Andrew Kaminsky from 39 yards out, and that made it 7-0. Another 3 and out, a Carthage punt, and this time it was Greenfield starting, or I should say the interception by Rommel at the 48-yard line set them up at the Carthage 48, and it was 7 plays, 48 yards, Greenfield going over from 1 yard out. The extra point was missed. It was 13-0. Then North Central added a touchdown, 2 more touchdowns in the first quarter. Lannon 2-yard run, that made it 20-0, and D'Angelo Hardy, a long play, 73 yards. The missed extra point in that one, and it was 26-0. North Central scored early in the second quarter. It was a Luke Lannon 1-yard rush, capping off a 7-play, 60-yard drive, 33-0. Carthage then got on the board on a 5-play, 78-yard drive, their best drive of the day. It was Noel Wright, a 23-yard touchdown run. The extra point made it 33-7. Then it was Kaminsky, his second touchdown reception of the day, this one from 3 yards out, capping off an 11-play, 75-yard drive that took nearly 5 minutes, made it 40-7. Then Carthage was able to force a fumble, a completed pass to Ethan Greenfield, punched out by Jalen Dennis, recovered by Trey Mitchell at the 15-yard line, and Carthage able to go in 1 play later on a Sammy Limbaugh touchdown reception on a throw from Bryce Lowe, and Collins missing the extra point, 47-13 the score there, and then scoring late here, 40-13 I should say, and then a late score with just under a minute left. A 6-play, 75-yard drive capped off by the Hill 2-yard touchdown run. 47-13 your score here at the half. And as you can expect, the stats heavily leaning toward the number 1 ranked team in Division 3. North Central with 467 yards of offense. Carthage with 164 yards of offense today. For North Central, Luke Lannon, their freshman quarterback, 15 of 20, 296 yards, 3 touchdown passes today. He was sacked once early in the first quarter. Andrew Kaminsky, the leading receiver, targeted 11 times, coming away with 8 receptions for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns so far today. He holds all of the receiving records for North Central in the program's all-time history. D'Angelo Hardy, 3 receptions, 107 yards and a touchdown today. Blake Williams, 2 receptions for 49. Terrence Hill, 1 reception for 13. Running the football for North Central today, Ethan Greenfield, 12 carries, 89 yards and a touchdown, a long of 28. He's averaging over 7 yards per carry. Terrence Hill, equally effective, 5 carries, 48 yards and a touchdown today. His longest run, 24, averaging better than 9 yards per game. And Luke Lannon, with his legs, 7 carries for 34 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Meanwhile, for Carthage, 164 yards of offense today. Bryce Lowe, a little bit off his game today. 8 for 20 today for 109 yards and 1 touchdown. He's been picked off twice today. And his leading receivers have been Sylvere Campbell, 4 targets with 2 receptions, 59 yards, along of 46. Alex Jarvis, 2 receptions for 19. Eddie L. III, only 2 catches for 8 yards. They have taken Eddie L. out of the equation today. And Sammy Limbaugh with that 1 reception, that was the touchdown grab of 15 yards out. Running the football, it's been Noel Wright today, 9 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown, a long of 23, averaging better than 6 yards per carry. Time of possession favoring North Central, 19:43 to 10:17 for the Firebirds. And third down's the other story today. North Central 3 of 4 on third down conversions. Carthage just 1 of 7 on third down conversions. North Central also converted on a 4th down today. Each team penalized 4 times. North Central 4 penalties for 40 yards. Carthage 4 for 35. 1 fumble, that was by North Central, recovered by Carthage, and 2 interceptions thrown by Carthage today. And those are the turnover takeaways so far today. Punting the football, David Collins, 5 punts, a 43-yard average, along of 54. North Central has not punted yet today. Elsewhere in the CCIW today, Wheaton is in Rock Island to take on Augustana today. Get some updates for you here momentarily. See if we can get some scores for you. Is my computer a bit slow? There we go. Wheaton is leading Augustana. Start of the second quarter, 7-0. Wash U leading Illinois Wesleyan 14-7 early second quarter. Elmhurst and Milliken are underway, but we understand there's some problems with their live stats. And then the 2 o'clock kick in about 10 minutes, it'll be the other team from Wisconsin in the CCIW, the Carroll Pioneers, taking on North Park, part of North Park's homecoming celebration today. Next week, it's North Park here, as Carthage will host North Park, a 1 o'clock kick at the Keller. It'll be homecoming week, as Nate Stewart just mentioned. A lot of activities going on. The 150 years Carthage women, the Carthage athletic women, also celebrating this coming week. And then we have the Hall of Fame induction for the Athletic Hall of Fame on Friday with a casino night fundraiser for Carthage College. And then the homecoming football game on Saturday. All those activities next weekend. Again, homecoming, 1 o'clock football next Saturday. Carthage hosting North Park. We're just about set for the start of our second half here today. North Central dominant today, as they should be, as a defending national champion. Again, winning that title in 2019. No title contested in 2020 because of COVID. Carthage playing their second top 5 foe of the year. They lost at UW-Whitewater to open the season. Whitewater ranked number 5 at the time. They still have a road game left with Wheaton on the schedule. Wheaton in the top 5 this week as well. They've increased their lead. It's 21-0 Thunder on top of Augustana in Rock Island. Collins will kick off. North Central to receive the second half kickoff here, defending the north end zone, and the kick will throw through the end zone. Another touchback on the kickoff for David Collins. Luke Lanin, the freshman quarterback, 15 of 20 today, 296 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's been sacked once. He will lead them out. Again, Terrence Hill will start here at running back. So this will be Hill as the running back here. Will line up off the right hip. Play fake. Lehnen coming out throwing. Completes the pass just across the 30. Lehnen took a shot after he was through that football, and I believe this will be a personal foul call here on the Firebirds.
Lehnen's pass complete to Hardy.
Hardy able to make the catch and fight his way forward to the 32-yard line.
Roughing the passer, number 40 on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run, resulted in a first down.
That's inexcusable. Can't do that. John Ambrosio with the late hit. He really took a shot on Lehnen, the quarterback. Fifth penalty on Carthage, moves the football out to the North Central 47-yard line. Those are the things that will irritate a head coach like Dustin Haas. No reason for that. A little bit of frustration on that defensive line, but no excuse. 1st and 10 from the 47. Low snap, the handoff goes to Terrence Hill, and Hill gets a couple out to the 49-yard line where he's stacked up there. Off the bottom of the pile for the Firebirds, Zach Hale. 3-yard gain sets up a 2nd and 7, just shy of the midfield stripe here for North Central. Just underway, third quarter, Carthage trailing 47-13. Again, Terrence Hill is the lone running back. Kaminsky, their fine receiver, lined up in a slot right. They send a man in motion, D'Angelo Hardy. They will hand it off, and Hill runs into trouble as he is wrestled down. Getting to him first that time was David Strodak. Getting some help up front, so the defensive line playing a little bit better here in this start of this third quarter. So 3rd and 7 from midfield. Again, the Cardinals 3 of 4 on third downs today. Kaminsky in a slot to the right side along with D'Angelo Hardy. Blake Williams, the single receiver here to the near side when press coverage. Lehnen looking right, now scrambling right. Penalty flag thrown, and catch is made by the tight end, Matt Robinson. He'll rumble his way inside the 35 down to the 30, but this will be coming back for a holding call.
That's number 70, 10 yards from the previous spot, 2nd down.
Right tackle, Jeske Maples, freshman there, guilty of the hold. Now this is where you got to win this down here. They'll mark it at the 40, so this will be a 3rd and 17.
Correction, it's 3rd down.
So 3rd and 17 for the Cardinals at the 40-yard line of North Central. Extra receivers out there now. Matt Metz here to the near side along with Kaminsky and Hardy. Williams, the single receiver, to the right. Lehnen wants to throw, has protection, steps up, delivers here near side. Kaminsky with the catch, shoved out of bounds, short of the first down. They'll give him the catch at the Carthage 46-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down and the offense staying on the field. 9th catch of the day for Kaminsky. So sets up 4th and 2 at the Carthage 46. 1 for 1 on 4th downs today. 3 receivers to the right side. Single back is Terrence Hill. Lehnen waits, now scrambles right, has some running room, trying to get to the edge, going to be chased and wrestled down at midfield. Good open field tackle by Anthony Martin. Able to scramble over there on a spy that time, able to take Lehnen down for the sack. 2nd sack of the afternoon for Carthage. They'll get it back on downs at midfield. Trailing 47-13 with 12:25 to go here in this third quarter. Excellent job there. Lehnen had some time just a four-man rush, then scrambled out to his right, and Martin broke coverage on a spy that time and got him to the turf. Marquette, the tight end, in motion here on 1st and 10 Carthage. They give us to Wright. Noel Wright with a hole. Noel Wright down to the North Central 42-yard line for a gain of 8, his longest run of the day. Noel Wright now with 63 yards rushing, averaging better than 6 per carry. Sets up 2nd down and 2. Sylvere Campbell in now as a wide receiver to the left side. Near side receivers are Jarvis and L. 2nd and 2 from the 42. Wright gets the call again, picks his way around the left side, will get the first down inside the 40. Spills forward to the 38-yard line for a gain of 4 and a first down. Carthage starting to move the football a little bit now. A little more confidence. Marquette will come out now, one of the tight ends. They'll bring in an extra receiver. That'll be Jordan Wiles. Jarvis and Campbell lined up to the left side. Wiles in a slot near side with Eddie L. 1st and 10 from the North Central 38. Rice Lowe looking to pass, scrambling to his right. Has some running room. If he keeps it, he will. He'll chuck it upfield. He'll take it across the 35 and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Good scramble that time by Bryce Lowe. His first carry today for positive yardage. Able to get it to the 32-yard line. Gain of 6 on the scramble by Lowe. 2nd and 4. 2-by-2 tight here against the line of scrimmage for Carthage. Single back. Noel Wright. Lowe. In trouble, and down he goes on a blitz. Bryce Lowe taken down. It was a little stunt play up front. Cameron Martin with the sack. First sack of the afternoon by the Cardinal defense. Cameron Martin. That is his 4th tackle for a loss this season. Brings up a 3rd and 13, a loss of 7 on the play. Need to get to the 28 for the first down. From the 41, little play fake by Lowe with some time. Throws low, and the catch made at the 28-yard line, and now it's going to be ruled incomplete. Now it's the field judge on the far side ruled it incomplete. You had the head linesman making it a completed catch, but it was the back official ruled it incomplete. Brings up 4th down, and Carthage going to go for it. Why not? You're trailing 47-13. On the season, the Firebirds on 4th down, 2 for 4. Trips to the left, bunched. Showing blitz, here they come. Lowe trying to pick his way through, and Lowe struggles his way forward, and he'll be sacked at the 39-yard line. Carthage will turn it over on downs. They sent the house that time, and it was Sam Taviani able to get in for the sack. 2nd sack on this drive, 2nd sack in the afternoon for North Central, and the Carthage drive ends at the 40-yard line of North Central. 9:54 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Carthage trailing 47-13. Our game today brought to you in part by Mason's Eatery and Pub, Highway 50 just west of Highway 31 in Kenosha. Big thank you to Mason's for catering the team meal.
Play clock at 25 seconds,
and
do not start it till my whistle.
We want to thank Mason's Eatery and Pub for sponsoring the beer tent here today in the south end zone, and also for catering today's team meal.
Thank you.
And I thank you, Mason's Eatery and Pub. 1st and 10 North Central at the 40-yard line. Play fake, Lanin with time. Over the middle, completed to the tight end. Into Carthage territory, down to the Firebird 40-yard line is the tight end, Matt Robinson. First official catch today for Robinson. 20-yard pickup at the Carthage 40-yard line. Robinson becoming the 6th player to catch a pass today from Luke Lanin, who's now thrown for 331 yards. Play fake with time. Over the middle, it is knocked away, incomplete. Avante James getting there at the last second to knock it away from D'Angelo Hardy. Second pass breakup of the day today for Avante James. For Lanin now, 331 yards, his second best of the season. Threw for 345 yards in the victory over Wheaton back on September 18th. And had 331 yards passing against Augustana. This time, it is Terrence Hill trying the left side, cuts back to his right and is buried at the 40-yard line, may have gotten a yard. Good job by the Carthage defense up front, doing a better job now coming off their blocks. And time is going to be called here. We've got a Carthage player down. It'll be 3rd and 8 when play resumes here, but time
Officials
called.
timeout for an injury.
Garrett Warner and Anthony Martin were there, and I believe it is Zach Hale who was the injured Carthage player. Jake Denauer, the head athletic trainer, out there along with Dustin Haas, helping Zach Hale. Boy, he has been a steady player in that Carthage defense all season long. Was the team leader in tackles coming in. The 6-foot sophomore out of Roscoe, Illinois, being helped over here to the near sideline. Apparent leg injury. Carthage is banged up on defense without Jalen Slater and Oliver Cox on the defensive line today. Bobby Baker had been out for 3 games, tried to make a comeback today, played just a couple of series, then left. Keith Freeman not available, got injured last week. It's 4 starters on defense that are out with injury, and now Zach Hale going out. 3rd and long here for Lanin. Blitz coming, hit as he's thrown, completes out to Williams inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Check that, Terrence Hill on the catch down to the 18-yard line. It'll be a Cardinal first down at the Carthage 18-yard line, a gain of 22. Anthony Martin able to get him out of bounds. He was hit as he was thrown. It was a soft throw, not much on it. But again, able to beat the defender over here on the near side. Trey Mitchell. Lanin again, looks right now, looking left, going to throw back corner, and it's going to go incomplete, overshooting his intended target, Corey Blair. Blair, a senior from Oak Park. That's his first target today. Stops the clock with 7:57 to go here in the 3rd. North Central driving and leading 47-13. Second and 10. Inside the 20. Hill lines up off the right hip. He'll get the call. Goes up the middle. Cuts to his left inside the 10. Down to the 8-yard line is Terrence Hill. Haven't seen Greenfield here in this second half. Greenfield with 12 carries and 89 yards today and a touchdown, a long of 28, but since midway through the second quarter, it's been Terrence Hill doing the running today. So another 3rd down here. Cardinals 4 of 6 on 3rd downs today. From the pistol, Lanin hands it off. Hill picks his way up the middle inside the 5 down to the 2. He will get the first down. It'll be 1st and goal Cardinals at the Carthage 2-yard line. Hill now approaching 70 yards rushing. Gain of 7 on the play. Cameron Penny and Jalen Gales able to make the tackle. So first and goal from the 2. Three receivers to the right here. They'll give it to Hill. Picks his way around the left side in for the touchdown, second touchdown run of the day for Terrence Hill. So an 8-play, 60-yard drive. They convert a couple of third downs. And Terrence Hill going over from the 2 makes it 53-13. Tanner Raines on for the extra point. Jake Johnson on the hold. Snap, spot, kick is on the way, and the kick is through. 6:48 to play here in the third. 54-13 in favor of North Central. Lanin now 18 for 25 for 353 yards. That is a new season high for Lanin today. For Hill, that is his second touchdown running today. He now has 4 on the season. Kaminsky with 9 receptions for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns today. Cardinals now with 542 yards of offense. And they average 4th in all of D3 at 577 yards per game. Short kick. L's going to run up underneath it and make the catch at the 20. Circles back to his right across the 25 and dumps over the 30-yard line. And down on special teams, Garrett Fiducia, defensive back, a junior, on special teams, able to make the tackle. So good field position here for the Firebirds. They will mark it at the 31-yard line. Bryce Lowe, 8 for 21, 109 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions today. Marquette, the tight end, goes in motion to the left. Handoff goes to Noel Wright. He has stood up and driven back at the line of scrimmage. Nice play up front by the North Central defense. Cameron Martin with a sack today and another tackle for a loss. That's now 5 TFLs on the season for Cameron Martin. Second down, we'll call it 10 here. Clock moving, 6:10 to go here in the third. Carthage trailing 54-13. Again, Marquette, the tight end, in motion, realigns on the right side. Low, looking left, throwing left, and it's thrown short and incomplete. Again, that was nearly picked off, intended for Eddie L. out near the 40-yard line, but Rommel was there. Good thing the pass was thrown short, otherwise he would have had his second pick of the day. Third down has not been kind to the Firebirds today. 1 of 8. Facing a 3rd and 10 from their own 31-yard line. 2 by 2 the receiving core here is Lowe stepping up, climbs the pocket, now on the scramble. Lowe going to be tackled down from behind, close to a first down. Needed the 41 and he got it. 10-yard scramble for Bryce Lowe. That is the second third down conversion of the day for Carthage, and it comes on a Bryce Lowe scramble. Everyone covered, had plenty of room up the middle that time. Middle of the field wide open, and that's where Lowe took it for the first down to the 41-yard line. Cameron Martin coming up from behind, able to make the tackle. Noel Wright Picks his way around the left side across the 45, spins across the 50, moving the pile to the 44-yard line in North Central. Good strong run by the sophomore out of Houston. Takes it to the 44, 15-yard pickup and a first down. Noel right now with 82 yards rushing today. Nick Rummel brought him down. Firebirds into Cardinal territory at the North Central 44, 1st and 10. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Marquette, the tight end, in motion here, now lines up as a fullback. And now we got a penalty. It might be a motion call here on Carthage.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, number 78, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Omar Roberts, the left guard, pulling out early. Now we got a problem with Jason Aguilar. He's coming out.
Officials timeout.
I think
Officials timeout.
he's gassed. So an official timeout for injury. Looks like Matt Johnson in now in an offensive line position. Carthage going to take the timeout here. So a timeout taken here. Not sure the officials are waiting for somebody to come on the field here. So a delay here as they get Jason Aguilar here to the sideline, and so again it will be Matt Johnson in at right tackle for Aguilar. Again, thin on the offensive line. Byron Scody in there now. Alex Diaz and Ryan Lakin out today with injury. Now a motion up front again, and a little stem action by North Central, forcing Drew Neville to jump the neutral zone.
False start. Offense, number 64, 5-yard penalty.
Those are your 2 veteran linemen that just committed those false start penalties, Neville and Roberts, both seniors. This moves the football back into Carthage territory at the Firebird 46-yard line. Becomes a 1st and 20 now. Jarvis comes in motion. And now what? Another flag. So it was thrown by the umpire. Get an explanation from Pat Miles.
The game clock to 4:33. The clock should have started on the whistle. Therefore, we do not have a foul for a false start because the game clock never started. Set it at 4:33, started on my whistle.
So now we get everybody set, get the clock reset. A 1st and 20 coming for Carthage at their own 46. Jarvis in motion near side. Noel Wright gets the carry, and Wright banging his way back across midfield to the 49 of North Central. Pickup of 5 for Noel Wright. 87 yards rushing now for Wright today. Lane Brinkman was there to make the stop for North Central. Second down and 15. 3 receivers left here for Carthage. Lowe drops back, looks to pass. Protection breaks down on the scramble right side. Up for grabs, looking for Severe. Campbell had it and dropped. Great defensive play at the last second. Closing in was Jake Beasley. Put it up in the air for Severe Campbell to make a catch, but just as the ball got to Campbell's fingertips, Beasley got in there to knock it away. We also have a flag on the play. Be a holding call here against the Firebirds. Let's see.
Holding on the offense, number 64, 10 yards from the previous spot. Second down.
Drew Neville, left tackle on the hold. That'll move it back to the 41-yard line. That's 7 penalties today for 65 yards against the Firebirds. 3:43 to play, third quarter, down 54-13. High snap, handoff goes to right, and he trips. Turf Monster gets the tackle there. He's going to try and make the cut, and the 40-yard line tripped him up. No gain, brings up 3rd and long now for the Firebirds. 3rd and 25. Makai Williams in now. He's been missing the last couple of weeks because of an injury. He's in now as a running back for Carthage, his first appearance today. Williams, a freshman. Lowe wants to throw here on 3rd and long. Dumps it off to Severe Campbell underneath. Campbell racing to the far sideline. Will get pulled down near midfield. Able to make the tackle. Sam Taviani, the linebacker, on that outside. Able to pull Campbell down well short of the first down. And the punting unit coming on. David Collins in for his second punt, or 6th punt, I should say, of the day. Averaging better than 43 yards per kick. Again, this is the tricky part, with Rummel staring right into that sun, standing at his own 10-yard line. Good snap. Collins, line drive, kick in and out of Rummel's hands, picks it up, breaks a tackle at the 20, tries to kick it outside, has room, 30, 35, out to the 40, still on his feet to the 45, where he is pulled down in a pile there at the 45-yard line with a penalty marker. This will be coming back. Flag sitting at the 20-yard line, right where he started to break to the outside.
Officials timeout for an injury.
We also have an injured Cardinal player down at the 35-yard line. I want to remind you, we've got a soccer doubleheader here tonight at Art Keller Field. Here's the call
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team, number 31, penalized from the spot of the foul, 10 yards, first down.
Garrett Fiducia is the guilty party. So move it inside the 20-yard line. They'll spot it at the 10. That's where North Central will take over with 2:03 to play. We mentioned the soccer doubleheader tonight. Augustana, the opponent. Ian Wilson and the women's soccer team at 5 o'clock, and then it'll be Steve Doman and the men's soccer team against Augustana at 7 tonight. Both games here on the video stream at Carthage. I'll be on the call for the men's soccer match tonight. Steve Doman's team shut out 3 straight matches. Looking to get back in the win column as well. New running back in there now, and he is met in the backfield and dropped for no gain. Darius Bird, senior from Bolingbrook, his first carry today for the Cardinals, and it goes for no gain.
No gain on the play, brings up second down.
Dylan Ramirez was there to make the stop. Second down and 10 from the 10-yard line. Minute and a half remaining here in this third quarter. New quarterback in there as well. Jake Johnson, he'll hand it off. Another new running back in there around the right side, Justin Lynch. He gets tripped up at the 12-yard line, and we've got a shaken up Carthage
Officials
player.
time out for an injury.
Lynch, a 2-yard run. Stronach on the tackle. Dylan Ramirez back up under his own power, jogging off to the near sideline here. He may have gotten his hand stepped on. They're looking at his right hand. So 3rd and long now for North Central. Jake Johnson in at quarterback, replacing Luke Lannon. He'll work it from the pistol. 3 receivers left side of the formation. Under a minute to go here in this 3rd quarter. Another new back in there now. He'll run it up the middle. Spins out of a tackle. Gets to the 20-yard line. Will get the first down. This is Joe Sacco, freshman out of Bartlett and St. Edward High School. He'll get the first down out near the 21-yard line. And that will run out the clock here, it would appear, for North Central here in this 3rd quarter. They will just stay in the huddle, and our 3rd quarter will indeed come to an end. 54-13. They're going to get to the line of scrimmage. They're actually going to try and run a play here. Johnson will here to end this 3rd quarter. And again, up the middle, it is Sacco. He'll get it out to the 28-yard line when we return for the 4th quarter. 54-13, Cardinals on top of the Firebirds. You're listening to Carthage Football on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050, WLIP.
After 3 quarters, North Central 54, Carthage 13.
Carthage football brought to you in part by Harbor Park Health and Fitness. Stay tuned for our Harbor Park Health and Fitness Player of the Game coming up in our postgame today here on 1050 WLIP. John Weiser with you, 54-13, North Central on top of Carthage as we begin the 4th quarter here in Kenosha. 2nd and 1 here for North Central, going left to right here in this 4th quarter, and they will hand it off, and it's Sacco coming around the near side and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Gain of 11 and a first down for North Central. They've rolled up close to 600 yards today, averaging almost 10 yards per play. Carthage with 212 yards of total offense, averaging 5 yards per play. So 1st and 10 Cardinals at their own 40-yard line, working off the near hash mark. 3 receivers to the left. Sacco will get the carry. Cuts back up the middle, be wrestled down there for a minimal gain. In on the stop, Carlos Brown.
Brought down by Brown for a gain of 3.
Pickup of about 3. Bring up a 2nd down and 7 here for the Cardinals. After today, they will return home for a pair of home games beginning next week against Elmhurst and then host Illinois Wesleyan. And trying to work that left side, Justin Lynch, freshman out of Romeoville. His second carry today. Greenfield, 12 carries, 89 yards and a touchdown today. Terrence Hill, 11 carries, 70 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Luke Lanin, the quarterback, out of there now. 8 carries, 30 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lanin also threw for a season-high 353 yards today. So 3rd and 7 from their own 43. They're 6 of 8 on 3rd downs today. Carthage unable to get off the field defensively. They'll blitz off the outside. Pass is knocked down, incomplete. The blitzing linebacker, Joel Menares, able to get his hands up and knock it down. And they'll force the first punt of the afternoon by North Central. So Johnson trying to look left that time. And Menares blitzing off that right side, got his hands up, knocked it down. So this will be the first punt of the day for North Central. End over end kick. Jarvis will let it bounce at the 20. Angle out of bounds at the Carthage 14-yard line. Thomas Mitchell on the punt, the sophomore. His first kick goes inside the 20. However, there is a flag on the play. Sitting at the 42-yard line of North Central, which was the line of scrimmage. So either somebody jumped or it was an illegal formation. Talking to the North Central sideline, so it appears it's on Carthage.
Illegal formation on the defense, number 80. He lined up over the center. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
And you don't see that very often, and that's part of the rule changes a few years back on special teams, punts, field goals, and extra points. You're not allowed to line up directly over the center. That's more of a safety issue there, and I think that was just a oversight by Carthage. Typically they'll line up and then stem out. New quarterback in there for the Firebirds here. Well, that is Bryce Lowe. He will hand it off and nowhere to run. Stout defense in there now as some of the second teamers making their way out defensively here for the Cardinals. Noel Wright on the carry, lost a yard, brings up 2nd down and 11. Cole Griffin in there now as a linebacker. Adamczyk in there. Middle linebacker. New defensive line in there. We'll try and set that for you here. On 2nd and 11. Lowe drops back. Wants to throw. Completes to Jarvis, far side. Darts his way across the 20 and out of bounds near the 23-yard line. Escorted out by Jake Beasley. Lane Brinkman in as one defensive lineman out there. Myron Lewis, a freshman, out there as well. Zach Hartman and Will Kettlecamp up front for North Central. So 3rd and short here, 3rd and about 3 for the Firebirds from their own 22. Right. Tries to run it up the right side, and he's wrapped up just as he was getting to that near that first down marker. Looks like Adamczyk there to make the tackle. Pickup of 2, 4th and 1, the punting unit coming on. Carthage today just 2 for 11 on 3rd downs. Seventh punt of the afternoon for Collins. Driving, spiraling kick. John Michael Scamacci able to make the reception, and he takes it out to the 40-yard line before he is taken down hard by Chris DeVito on special teams for the Firebirds. John Michael Scumaci, another freshman out of Sandburg High School in Chicago. 10:44 to play, 54-13 in favor of the Cardinals. As I mentioned, next week, Carthage will be back here at home, taking on North Park. That'll be a 1 o'clock kick. Part of homecoming, you want to get here early. Be a homecoming parade down Campus Drive. Introduction of the new mascot as Johnson will take it on the run left side. Little read option that time as he faked the handoff to the running back. Saw the end on that right side crash down. Had plenty of running room, takes it into Carthage territory to the Firebird 45 and a first down. 15-yard run by Jake Johnson. Johnson, the sophomore from Lakes High School, Lake Villa, Illinois. It's his fourth game. Threw a touchdown pass against Augustana earlier this year. As the handoff will go, Darius Bird. He'll take it down to the Carthage 39-yard line. Second carry of the afternoon for Bird. Brock Iwanski in there now defensively for Carthage, able to make the stop. So for Carthage now, you've got Carlos Brown in as a defensive end. Matt Ranieri. Cameron Penny out there now. Some of the second and third teamers as again they go to Bird. Bird tried the right side, cut it back up the middle. He'll get a couple to the Carthage 37. Short of the first down, it'll bring up third and short. Carlos Brown was there to make the stop. Sets up 3rd and 2, and they've lived off third down today. They've won the money down today by far. 6 of 9 on third down conversions today. Cardinals now 4 yards shy of 600 yards on the day. Carthage coming on a blitz. Bird just gets across the first down marker to the Carthage 32-yard line. Was stood up there momentarily, but a little extra push, and he got the first down, brought down by Tomzak, but not before he picks up a North Central first down at the Carthage 32. Keeps the clock rolling now. 8:20 remaining in this one. So North Central going to get to 5-0 on the year. Carthage is going to suffer their first conference loss. Leaves North Central as the lone undefeated team in the CCIW. Still a lot to play for here for this Firebird team. Don't get down on them just yet. The handoff. Left side, Sacco. Good job by the Carthage defense to string him out. Stop him for no gain. May have lost a yard. Brings up a 2nd and 10 here for North Central. And you still have a lot in front of you yet. You've got home game against North Park next week. A road night game at Wheaton. Home against Augustana. Road game at Carroll and a home game against Wash U left. Around the right side. Plenty of room for Sacco. Gets to the 25 before he is wrestled down. Good open field tackle that time by Jake Tomzak. Short of the first down. It'll bring up a 3rd and about 3 here for North Central at the Carthage 25-yard line.
Gain of 7 on the play. It's 3rd and 3.
Sacco out. Justin Lynch in now at a running back. Jake Johnson working from the pistol here on 3rd and 3. Carthage showing blitz. And again, hard count gets Carthage to jump offside. That's the 4th time today they've used that hard count.
Offsides. Defense, number 52. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
And again, you just got to watch the football. The football doesn't move, you don't move. Mental mistakes today. You heard Dustin Haas in the pregame. When opportunities present yourself, you've got to take advantage. You also have to be not just physically ready, but mentally ready. On the carry is Lynch, and he is chopped down hard inside the Carthage 20-yard line. Tommy Williams with the hard tackle that time. They'll spot it at the 16. Under 6 minutes to go here. 54-13 in favor of North Central. Now over 600 yards of offense. They've run 71 plays today. Dominating time of possession. Coming around the right side, Johnson, the quarterback, gets to the 2, and he is buried there. Hard lick given by Tommy Williams again. Again, that read option, faked the handoff going left and then just came around right. First and goal, North Central here from the 2. Working from the pistol has Lynch in the backfield. Lynch will get the call, going left into the end zone. Touchdown, North Central. 60-13 in favor of the Cardinals. So they continue their assault on scoring this year. Where are they now? Coming into this game, they were what? Among the leaders nationally in scoring offense, 7th in the nation, 51 points. Snap, spot, kick is on the way, and the kick is good. 10-play, 60-yard drive for North Central, resulting in the Lynch 2-yard touchdown run. Lynch today, 5 carries, 13 yards, and a touchdown. 6 touchdowns on the ground today for North Central. 3 by air. 2 touchdown receptions by Kaminsky, 1 by Hardy today. And an old-fashioned butt whipping here today, put on by the number 1 team in the country. Carthage will regroup. They host North Park next Saturday. Hope to see you out here for that one. Hope we have another nice afternoon like it was today. My goodness, temperature right around 70 degrees, a little bit of a breeze off the lake. Plenty of sunshine. Homecoming. Encourage our alums to make a trip back. Got the bounce houses out there for the kids. We'll have food trucks here for the food. Alumni Association hosting a beer tent. Tailgate. Come on out and enjoy some Carthage football. It's going to be better next week, guarantee you. Carthage understands what they need to do here to be a better football team. And as that kick goes into the end zone for the touchback. You look at those 9 penalties today for 80 yards, and 4 of them converting third downs. That hard snap, and Carthage just not mentally sharp today. Bryce Lowe remains the quarterback here. He will hand it off. Mackay Williams will get the carry. Out across the 25 to the 27, make it the 28-yard line for Williams. That is his first carry today. First appearance since the Whitewater game. He had been out with some injury. And of course, Travis Boston not available today. Rushed for 100 yards last week against Milliken. Sammy Limbaugh in there now as well at a tight end. He caught a touchdown pass today for Carthage, a 15-yard touchdown reception for Limbaugh. 2nd down and 6. Lowe looks to throw, dumps it through the hands of Williams, incomplete. Mackay was there, he just couldn't gather it in, went off his fingertips. Defending on the play was B.J. Adamczyk, freshman.
Also midway through the third quarter, Washington University 21, Illinois Wesleyan 14.
So quickly 3rd down, clock stopped, 4:22 to play. Firebirds down 61-13. Held to a season low, 125 yards passing today by a very stout North Central defense. Low on the scramble, dumps it off, and blown up. Williams blown up on that play. What a hit by Cole Griffin, the junior linebacker, short of the 1st down. Boom goes the dynamite there on Mackay Williams. One more look as we get a look at it on our live stream replay. Quick dump off as he caught the ball, and a nice shoulder tackle that time by Cole Griffin. High snap back to Collins. Collins not going to go anywhere, going to be buried at the 19-yard line. The snap went high, had a leap up, just got his fingertips on it. Then as he brought it down, the rush was coming. And Collins buried at the 19-yard line. 3.5 minutes to play. 61-13. North Central will take over at the Carthage 19-yard line. One more look. It was a sky-high snap. Collins is tall, but would have needed an extension ladder to bring that snap down. Darius Bird in at running back. Jake Johnson at quarterback here. They will hand it off. Bird around the left side. Ripped down inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line.
Bird on the carry. Brought down by Cox.
Oliver Cox brought it down. Cox battling through an arm injuries in there.
Play is 2nd and 4.
Gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 4. The snap to Johnson, the handoff to Bird up the middle, and he's pulled down short of the 10-yard line. Joel Menares there to make the stop for Carthage. Brings up 3rd and short.
Brings up 3rd down.
Clock rolling, 2:25 remaining. Game not in doubt here. Play clock down to 12 here for North Central as they break their huddle here. Joe Sacco in now at running back. Bad snap to Johnson, trying to come around the left side, and he's going to be stopped short of the 1st down. Right around the 10-yard line.
Johnson on the carry.
Menares there to make the stop.
A yard.
It's a gain of yard, 4th down and 2. They want to try a field goal here. Missing 2 extra points today. This will be the first field goal attempt of the afternoon.
Reigns in.
And it'll be Tanner Raines, his first attempt at a field goal. This will be a 27-yarder from the left hash mark. Spot kick is up, and the kick is good. 64-13. Minute 17 to go in this one.
Raines' 27-yard field goal is good.
So a 27-yarder by Raines goes through.
Left in the game. North Central
And North Central putting in
Carthage 13.
a bow on this one here, 64-13. They will get to 5-0 on the season, 4-0 in conference play. They will return home hosting Elmhurst next Saturday evening. That'll be a 6 o'clock kick in Naperville. Matter of fact, they'll have 3 consecutive evening games now after this noon start today. Elmhurst next week, 6 o'clock at Benedetti Worley Stadium. Then Illinois Wesleyan on the 23rd for a 6 o'clock kick. And then Halloween weekend, Saturday, October 30th, the Cardinals will travel to Decatur to take on Milliken at a 6 o'clock kick.
Raines the kick for North Central.
A couple of new return men now for Carthage. Jalen West and Jordan Wiles are the 2 deep men here for Carthage. A lot to play for, as I said. You know, with 1 loss, you'll join Washington University and Wheaton with 1 loss record in conference. You still got plenty of football in front of you. Jordan Wiles will take this one out of the end zone. He'll run it out to 20, 15, or I should say across the 10 to the 15, short of the 20, as he is hammered at the 18-yard line. 70 seconds to go in this one. But here's the catch. This is just my humble opinion. North Central runs the table. They will get the automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. You still have to play Wheaton. Just playing along with me, if you will. Wheaton with a 1 loss. If you can get that game, hand them a second loss, that puts you in a second place position. As Carthage will hand it off on a run play to Williams, Makai Williams, out to the 20-yard line. We'll bring up a 2nd down and 9, under a minute to go. 1 more snap here, and we can all go home. Kyle Jesse is the quarterback in there now for Carthage. He will hand it off. First carry of the game for Ray Gohardo. Gallardo with the carry. And that will end it here. Carthage not going to snap it again. Dustin Haas and the Firebirds are already walking across. So the handshake with Jeff Thorne, I should say, as they win their 16th straight over Carthage College here today by a final of 64-13. 64-13, your final. Stay tuned. We will have our post-game show. We will have Dustin Haas with us and our Harbor Park Health and Fitness Player of the Game in our post-game. A game dominated by North Central here today as the number 1 ranked Cardinals crunched the Firebirds today 64-13. We'll step out, take a 2-minute break. Back after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Thank you, sir. Carthage football on AM 1050 WLIP, brought to you today in part by Harbor Park Health and Fitness, by Mason's Eatery and Pub, Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha and Highway 50 just east of I-94, by our fine folks at Triangle Flooring Furniture and Appliance Center, located at 3813 Roosevelt Road in Kenosha. They're open today until 5. And by Francetic Tax Services, 262tax.com. That's Francetic Tax Resolution. John Weiser with you back at Art Keller Field here this afternoon, where the number 1 ranked North Central Cardinals let it be known that they are the best team in the land as they win the first place showdown with Carthage College today by a final of 64-13. As they accumulate 639 yards to 218 for Carthage today. Luke Lanin, their quarterback, 18 of 25, 353 yards and 3 touchdowns today. 2 of them to Andrew Kaminsky, who finished the day with 9 receptions for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ethan Greenfield today, 12 carries, 89 yards and a touchdown. Terrence Hill, 11 carries for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Lanin also rushing for a pair of touchdowns today. I think the Offensive Player of the Week going to stay with a quarterback, but it's going to be with Lanin this week, I believe. We will find out as you look at the final numbers here. And really all you have to look at is the third down conversions today, and you will see it was a total domination by North Central. The Cardinals 7 of 11 on third down. Carthage could not get off the field defensively and could not stay on the field offensively. Just 2 for 12 on third downs today. As they, like I said, 639 yards. That's the most given up by Carthage this year. Bryce Lowe, a rough day today, 11 of 26, 130 yards and a touchdown. He was sacked once today, but he was intercepted twice. Leading receiver today was Sylvere Campbell, 3 catches for 67 yards. Alex Jarvis, 3 receptions, 27 yards. Eddie L., 2 catches for 8 yards today. They just simply took away the 2 leading receivers for Carthage here today, and Jarvis and L. We're going to force Sylvere Campbell and others to try and make up for it. And they did a nice job taking that away from Carthage College here today. Rushing the football, Carthage, Noel Wright, 17 carries for 88 yards and 1 rushing touchdown today for Wright. Really the lone bright spot on offense today. David Collins had 7 punts today for a 43-yard average, a long of 54. Carthage only able to force 1 punt today by North Central. Penalty yardage today, 9 penalties for 80 yards to Carthage, 6 penalties for 52 yards for North Central. North Central dominated time of possession, almost 37 and a half minutes of football today for North Central compared to 22 and a half for Carthage. As I mentioned, third down's a problem today. Carthage only 2 of 12, North Central 7 of 11. They were 1 of 2 on fourth down conversions, and they got the ball into the red zone 8 times, scoring 8 times on those 8 red zone trips, 7 touchdowns and 1 field goal today in the red zone for North Central. Total domination here by the number 1 ranked team in the country, 64-13, your final here today. So Carthage going to regroup. They've got North Park on the schedule next week. Look for that to bounce back here for the Firebirds. While we wait for Dustin Haas to make his way up to the booth, let's give you some scores here around the league. 42-0, Wheaton on top of Augustana. That's late in the third. Also in the third quarter, it is now Washington University 28, Illinois Wesleyan 14. Elmhurst leads Milliken. That's 14-7 early in the third quarter. And high-octane Milliken offense struggling today. As Cal Port just 11 of 22 for 127 yards. He's been intercepted once. And the running game limiting here. McGee with just 44 yards rushing for the Big Blue. They trail Elmhurst 14-7. And then Carroll was leading North Park, that game at halftime, 21-0. That was a 2 o'clock kick today down in Chicago. The Pioneers up by a score of 21-0. That game at the half. So with the loss today, Carthage suffers their first loss of the conference season, their second overall. Carthage now 3-2 overall, 3-1 in the league. There's your updated standings now. North Central at 5-0 overall, 4-0 in the league. They will host Elmhurst next week. Carthage at 3-1. Wheaton on their way to be 3-1. Milliken in some trouble. They are losing to Elmhurst right now in the first half of that, or the third quarter of that ball game. Wash U leading their game. So it'll be interesting to see how this all works out. But as I was saying earlier, a lot to play for yet for Carthage. They've got North Park on the schedule here at home. Then they play Wheaton in a night game down at Wheaton. A 6 o'clock kick down at in Wheaton, Illinois. Then they're back home against Augustana, on the road at Carroll, and then home against Washington University. And what I mean by big things still ahead of this team, your automatic bid's going to go to the conference champion, and right now that's looking to be like North Central. If they continue on and run the table, they will win the automatic bid into the Division III football tournament. Then you have Carthage, Wheaton, and Milliken, and Wash U right now all with one loss in conference. So that's going to be the interesting part there. Because of Wheaton losing to North Central, if they run out and run the table, they might be the second-place team. They might still get into the NCAA tournament, which means a third-place finisher with only 2 losses might get a chance to play in a bowl game up in Madison in the Isthmus Bowl that's put together by Culver's and American Family Insurance, which will feature the runner-up or third-place team from the CCIW against the runner-up or third-place team in the Wisconsin League. So that'll be interesting to see how all of that pans out. Well, our post-game show continues now. We've got our head coach here, Dustin Haas, joining us, and it looks like David Collins also here from the special team unit. And I don't know where to start, Dustin, other than to say that's a number one team for a reason, and they play well on both sides of the football, and that was shown here today.
Yeah, they're a really good football team. You got to give them credit. They are not only a good football team, they played at a high level today, and they kicked our butts.
Yeah, they did, and I didn't sense any jittering. I was here for the walkthrough today. It looked like the guys were locked and focused. It's just a better team on that other side.
Part of it is they're a good football team, but I think when we watch the tape, we'll see that there were a lot of mistakes on our part. And I felt good about it at the walkthrough. I agree with you. I thought the guys were a little more locked in, but I think maybe when the kick actually happened, they were a little more jittery than we thought.
You took the football to start the game. This was sending a message, I think, that you wanted your offense out there to get things going and maybe set the example and set a tone for the game today.
Yeah, they've been playing well, and you got to kind of go with your hot hand a little bit there, and they've been playing well the last 2 weeks. So we said let's give them the ball and see what they can do.
And it's just, I think, just a combination of a better team defensively out there, some mistakes offensively. Bryce Lowe throwing a couple of interceptions today. Looked like he was a little short with some of his passes today.
Yeah, he didn't play as well as he has in the past couple of days. We talked about that, during the week that, every once in a while those freshmen, sometimes they do hit that wall. And obviously against a good team, stuff like that happens. He made a couple mistakes, but I think he'll bounce back and be just fine next week.
Well, and you defensively just got pushed around a little bit today, up front a little bit, and they didn't really hit you hard on the running game. But that Luke Lanen, I'll tell you what, he is a crafty little quarterback back there. He can do it with his legs. He can stretch out plays. He can keep the play going, and has a very good arm, and he throws the ball on time.
He's a really good athlete. I tell you what, he's an all-region baseball player for him as well, a two-way sport guy or two-sport guy, and he's just a really good athlete that made our guys miss sometimes. He outran some of our guys, and he throws it really, really well. And they've got some guys on the edges that are really, really good football players, and our secondary is kind of beat up a little bit, and they didn't play very well today. They didn't play very well last week. We got to find a way to get some guys in the secondary to do what they're supposed to do.
In all fairness, Bobby Baker tried to give it a go today. He played the first series, but just could not go with that leg injury, and without Keith Freeman out there, so you've got some injury issues there. So I don't want to make that as the excuse why you lost, but certainly that contributes a little bit because you got some inexperience back there and some freshmen back there.
Yeah, some young guys going against a really good football team, and that's what happened.
I saw you before the game. You were talking with Kaminsky. Would you help him usher across the stage, or are we going to help him graduate this year so you don't have to see him again?
I told him I was excited for him to be gone, man. That kid's a good football player. He's a competitor. I'm glad this is the last time we got to play him.
Think he could play it up on Sundays? Do you think he can make it a look at the next level?
I think he'll for sure get a shot. I mean, you put up numbers like he does. He can run. He can catch. He'll get a shot. A lot of times at that level, everybody's pretty good. And it's about what that team needs at that time, and do you fit those needs, and are you in the right place to execute? And but he's a kid that's probably talented enough to at least get a shot.
Well, you brought a player up today, David Collins, our kicker here for Carthage. David, welcome up to the booth here, and your perspective today. How did you see things here today?
Well, it was a beautiful day at least, so the ball was able to fly well, so that was good. They had some pretty talented returners, so they did well in the specials game and being able to bring it back. I think that overall they were just a really physical team, and they were able to move the ball well on offense, on our defense.
Been impressed with you the last couple of weeks. The leg strength in the kickoffs, getting the touchbacks there, preventing the returns on the kicking game.
Thank you.
Very good job. What have you been doing to get that strength in your leg?
I've just been doing a little bit less of heavier weights, weightlifting, and more just working on hamstrings, just more stretching and getting flexibility to try and boost the ball up in the air.
And I know special teams, you get some time in practice, but what do you guys have to do when you're not on the field when everybody else is out there? What goes into your practice schedule typically during the week?
So we'll normally take time just working on drops for punts, not only catching the ball, but making sure that our drops are flat and even. And then we'll also take time. We'll just go through each specials unit. We'll do a little bit of onside work on the sidelines, along with when we get time for it, we'll do some field goals in the middle of the field, and then kickoffs towards the end of the practice.
Now, I don't want you to give anything away, but I think on punts, isn't it always the fake is always on until it gets called off? Is that something that goes through when you guys are out there, or is that just a myth?
Yeah, that's just a myth.
Just a myth. But you're the man, though, in charge, though, right? You ran that fake a couple of weeks ago and able to hit Zach Hale with a nice catch over the middle. What goes into that? Is there something special you're looking at that point when you're trying to find a chance to maybe spring that on somebody?
I think we just kind of watch them throughout the game and try and plan for a good time to hit them with a fake. I don't think there's really necessarily something that we look for on their return.
Well, you're a senior now, so what are your plans here going forward once the football season is over?
I have a couple of credits left to finish up, so I'm just planning on graduating in May and hopefully finding a job in finance.
Yeah, you're a finance guy. A lot of the football players are finance guys, I find out. Is there a connection there between football and the math and the finance and accounting and that?
I don't know too much about that. Maybe being able to read how long a field goal is before we set it up. That's about it.
Pewaukee Pirates, they're doing pretty good right now. Are you you still following them a little bit?
I'll check the scores after the game every once in a while. So
they got CMH in that conference this year. That's a toughie.
Yeah, definitely.
This kid's a nice kid. I really like David. He's been working hard. You and I talked during the week about the last couple of weeks with the kickoffs getting into the end zone and how a big lift that helps your defense.
He's done well for us. I think, over the last couple of games, he's got, 15 touchbacks, which, like you said, it eliminates the possibility of a return. And, we've seen just how big a kick return can spark a team. In the spring against Milliken was huge for us. And then a couple weeks ago against Wesleyan, that was another big one for us. So, obviously, that's a benefit to us, and then what he can do punting the football as well. He can really flip the field, which is big for us.
Yeah, you've really improved on your punting too. Is there some technique that you have to go through on improving on that punting as far as where you need to get that off your foot?
I think what I was struggling with more is just I'm new at punting since my sophomore year, so I was just trying to differentiate my kicking form along with my punting. So just separating the two and being able to focus on having a good drop kind of led to better punts.
And you've been very good. You averaged over 40 today. I think that's 3 weeks in a row now, better than 40 yards average. So that's, again, I think the ability to flip the field. So, all right. Well, and you lead the conference in touchbacks, by the way. I just wanted you to know that.
Oh,
yeah, you're leading the league in touchbacks on kickoffs. So there's something to think about and put together for the week. So now you regroup, guys, and you regroup. You got North Park here, another homecoming crowd. You had to be pleased with the crowd here today. It was loud. It was lively. They just didn't have much to cheer for today.
No, we didn't give them a lot to cheer for, and that one's on us, but we appreciate everyone that came out and obviously had a beautiful day for it, and hopefully we can get a similar crowd here next week and bounce back here with a big homecoming win.
That's what I think is going to be the key, to see mentally how this team reacts now after having it handed to them here today, and how well they react, how well they respond after watching film. I think the self-scouting is going to tell a lot come tomorrow night.
There's no doubt, and I heard you talking about it when we came in, and we're still in the driver's seat a little bit, usually that CCIW gets that second playoff team in, and if not, there's the Culver's Bowl game as well. So we got a lot left in front of us here.
Absolutely, it's all laid out in front of you. You still got games left with Wheaton and with WashU, a couple of one-loss teams already. You've got the edge on Milliken, who are losing to Elmhurst, by the way, right now. 14-7, I believe, was the score approaching the end of the third quarter there. So maybe some help there, but. Next week it's North Park, and back here 1 o'clock at Keller Field, and all the homecoming festivities. We're going to get a new mascot identified, I guess. And how did the beer tent go today? Have you?
That's a good question. I saw some people in there. I'll have to talk to Nate and see how it went. But I think it was probably a positive for us.
Well, I've got a couple of tickets left. I'm going to give those to the boys on the morning, Pete and Bill, on the part of the Wake Up Kenosha show, because they wanted to see that picture, and it even has your autograph on it. I think that's pretty cool.
That might be a collector's item now, huh?
At least that's something to look forward to. I know it's been a rough afternoon. I know you want to get out of here, guys. Thank you very much, David. Thank you. Continued good luck in the kicking game here for Carthage College down the road. Hey,
appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Thanks,
Dustin,
John.
thank you. We'll see you next week. We'll be getting ready for North Park.
Sounds great. Thanks again.
All right. Dustin Haas, head coach for Carthage College, along with David Collins. David Collins, our player of the game today, our Harbor Park Health and Fitness player of the game today, 3417 14th Avenue, 1 mile south of Carthage College. Harbor Park Health and Fitness, great solutions for your specific fitness and weight loss programs. Whatever you're looking to achieve, they have the program and the expertise for you to succeed. That's Harbor Park Health and Fitness, 3417 14th Avenue, Kenosha. Happy, healthy community. We thank David Collins for coming up here tonight. Another great performance with the kicking and the touchback game here today. Your final 64-13. That'll wrap things up here from Carthage College in Kenosha. 64-13, the final, North Central over Carthage. Stay tuned. Rock and Roll Never Forgets coming up here on 1050 WLIP. Want to thank John Voinovich and the student staff for the video stream this afternoon. Also to Scott DeLabio back at the studios engineering our broadcast here today. John Weiser wishing you a very pleasant good afternoon. And until next Saturday for Carthage football here on AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha. Go Firebirds!